Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm a guy.
I'm a girl. And we're just standing in front of you saying love us.
That's the way. That's the proper way for people to love each other.
That's the way love goes.
No touching. Hey. What?
No, we both said at the same time. I thought you had something to say.
Well, I don't have anything important to say for the next 3 hours.
Well, this is going to be an interesting top 10 list because I actually thought I was going to have trouble making it, and then it turns out I needed a lot more slots than 10. I needed like 50 because the more I started thinking about it, the more angrier I got. I'm like, God, I was cheated out as a child. A lot of things just never came true. Like your dad that says, "I'll be right back with a pack of cigarettes," and he just never comes back home.
It happened to me yesterday. I think honestly, I got
Daddy, no.
I started to say, and there's not that many horror movies on my list, but there were so many possible horror movies that I was thinking you could do one of these just for slasher sequels.
Like on mine, well, let's see, 1, 2. There's like 4 on mine. 4 out of the 10 are horror movies.
Yeah, only a couple are mine because I try to channel all my hatred for that type of sequel into that one movie. But there's a lot of backstage Bettys on the top 10 most disappointing list.
And just so you guys want to know, it's the top 10 most disappointing movies that we've ever been a party to. And that term is only used usually for my sexual prowess, disappointing. But in this case, we're talking about a list here, a top 10 list, that is. But yeah, maybe we should do a part 2 of this actually at some point because I only am doing, by the way, this is our, I always have to feel like we have to say this. It's a disclaimer. This is our top 10. It's not like, people go like, well, this movie grossed this amount of money that year. Of course, it might have made a lot of money. It's just our opinions, like movies that you got hyped about or psyched about, and you went and you were like, God dang it. It's like when your dad looks at you and said, I wish I had a different kid. But, otherwise, but that's what we're feeling like. But at the end of the day, I feel like a part 2 is needed. There's just too many movies. There's too many. Yeah. Well, that might invalidate our list, though. I don't know.
Hey, I got an idea, by the way. I was thinking about this before, and you know what? I'm feeling funky fresh right now, and I feel like we could do it. What if we just right now, to start the stream off, just did the list? Let's just do the list right now.
I think most people would be like, thank God, this is what I've been telling you for the last 3 years.
And we'll still hang out, and by God, please continue to super chat, and then we'll party after the list, and we'll talk about the list together as we go through. But for people who aren't interested in that stuff, we'll just jump into it.
Let's do it. I'm ready to do that.
All right,
let's open our legs up and get in there.
Let's get inside of each other once in a while, like men who aren't afraid to share their feelings with each other. Give me 2. I need 1 second. My daughter just got home, and I just want to say goodnight to her really fast.
Okay.
The little one just got home from dance. I'll be back in the flick of your dick.
Well, I suppose what I should do is while Mike is doing the dick flicking, let me see here. I guess I should go to Super Chats, though. We got some Super Chats rolling here. Courtney Reed, thank you so much. Came in hot and sexy right off the bat and gifting 1 membership. We do appreciate you, Courtney, and I will give you a hand job later on when I see you, if you so wish one. Let me keep going through here. Continuing. A lot of loving you folks in here tonight. A lot of good conversations. Tanner freaking Bowles, thanks. She said, "Sup, guys? Had a great time at karaoke." Dude, yes, Tanner. Dude, I was awesome, dude. Tanner came out I don't know. He came from far away. Really appreciate you. It was awesome seeing you, hanging out with you, man. Good times. Loved you, dude. You were awesome. I can't wait to see you at Scarefest. I think you're coming, right? By the way, dude, it was Tanner that came out.
Well, I felt so bad. I was like, dude.
Yeah, I know. I know, but thank you, dude. And you also got, I discovered the magnificent vaping, which Tanner got to be there for that historic moment. It was like when Moses came down from the mountaintops with 2 tablets of 10 commandments.
We got stories. That's because I went out to find Jay, and he's out in the streets trying to find some dude to you know what? So
I was literally getting listen. I was trying to conscript Tanner. I'd be like, listen, man, me and you can walk and find a gas station and do go behind it, and then maybe we can do something else afterwards. But we'll get cigarettes. And then Mike's like, no, wait, I have an idea. Vape.
No, I was like, dude, we're not leaving to go to a gas station. We're in the middle of nowhere. It's just like, well, you looked at me with that deer in the headlights look. You're like, I'm not going with you.
Because it was one of those things like, am I going to go on this journey alone? Will I be Frodo without my Samwise? I guess so.
Yeah. All right. My number 10 movie. These are top 10 most disappointing movies. They're not the worst movies you've ever seen. They're the movies that you got really excited for. You thought they were going to be super special. You had really high hopes for, and they let you down the most. It's a anticipation flux, and my number 10 in that, there's a lot of movies from my childhood on here. This one is not. I struggle with this top 10. I'm just like you, dude, because I had so many. I'm going Max Payne right here.
Oh yeah, don't knock that.
It's a little different because like I knew Mark Wahlberg wasn't going to be a good Max Payne, right? Like we all knew Mark Wahlberg was not going to be a good Max Payne.
Yeah.
But that video game is one of my favorite video games of all time. It has such a cool story to it. That should have been Timothy Olyphant, maybe somebody like that. Would have been great, but they turned it into this. It's not even the same story. It's a bunch of, hey, there's that angel in the street over here, type of dumb Mark Wahlberg. I don't even know what happened in that movie. I forgot it instantly, but what a bummer of what a video game that was built to be a movie, and they gave us this happy horse shit.
The only pain that happened in this movie was the ones that got to watch it. The soul-crushing pain of watching a movie being disappointed by Max Payne. Yeah, it's true. I didn't like it at all. I thought Mark Wahlberg. Listen, man. Actually, there was a list of people that are like one-note actors and never really change at all. Vin Diesel was on that list, a few others. Mark Wahlberg is like that guy. Mark Wahlberg is always that aggressive Bostonian type of dude. Doesn't change. Not that I'm not saying I like him in a lot in certain roles, like Ted. He's perfect in that. Certain other roles, like he's perfect for. But in Max Payne, it just didn't work for me. I don't know what it was. Like his acting ability is very one-note. So I feel like they should have gone with a little bit more of a versatile actor, which Timothy Olyphant would have been perfect. I mean, he was. I also like Timothy Olyphant as Hitman, and a lot of people were disappointed with Hitman, but I actually like that movie. So I'm not. But yeah, I agree. I think Wahlberg was a terrible choice. He's got the body for it. He actually does have a look for like a Max Payne, but he's just not a good of an actor for it.
Well, it's funny. He can switch it up, but he has to be a bad guy in order to do so. And very clearly, he's trying to atone for sins of the past, and he doesn't wish to play another character like he did in Fear. But this movie coming up, Flight Risk, he's a bad guy, so I'm looking forward to that though.
Well, he's just trying to get out from under Donnie's shadow. My number 10, and this is probably it may shock some people because I know that it's some resurgence, especially nowadays after the acquisition by Disney, and those movies are even worse. But for me, remember watching this movie opening, and it just did not live up to what I wanted. Was Star Wars Episode 1. I loved Darth Maul. That's the Darth Maul fight sequence between Liam Neeson's Qui-Gon Jinn and Ewan McGregor's Obi-Wan Kenobi, Ray Park, Darth Maul. That was one of the best fight sequences of all time. And Darth Maul, to this day, is still one of the most badass Sith warriors to ever grace the screens and show us the dark side of the butt. But at the end of the day, you had all this cool shit going on, and then you had like this, and Jar Jar Binks shows up. You're like, you fucking idiots! Why did you do that for? You had everything going for you. Everything was great, and then it's an over-reliance of PS2 CGI graphics with the Trade Federation, the Naboo starfighter. Like, dude, there's so much like CGI in this. It's like a commercial for like other companies to use CGI. It's like George Lucas got contracted to be like a commercial for those other companies. Now, having said, and also the Padme story and Jake Lloyd, and I get it. Like Jake Lloyd gets a lot of shit. He was a little kid. He doesn't deserve like people at the conventions like, I'm gonna burn your dick on a barbecue. He was a little boy. Okay,
I met him. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. But at the end of the day, he was a poor choice. And also, it wasn't like a strong script either. Let's be fair. George Lucas, while he's great in a lot of things, he didn't write. The chemistry just wasn't where it didn't make it. I understand Padme. It's like, but there was an age gap. It was weird. I don't know. But either way, at the end of the day, a lot of CGI, a lot of convoluted storytelling, a lot of like filler for no reason. And one of the worst characters, Jar Jar Binks fucking sucks, dude. Now, the idea, and I don't know if this is true, but there was a rumor going around that Jar Jar Binks was originally going to be revealed as the main Sith Lord at the end of Revenge of the Sith, and that really would have burned some biscuits because they'd be like, "What the fuck?" And it might have been cool.
Misa turned heel.
Yeah, but no, he would have talked like they'd be like, "You all want to know what it's all about?" Like he would have stopped that piece of shit, and he would have got like this deep voice. But no, at the end of the day, it might have been like a cool Shyamalan type of movie. Maybe it would have worked off, but the blowback on that character was so bad. I think Lucas rewrote the whole Darth who's going to be the bad guy. But anyway, yeah, it's dude, and you got to remember, dude, like, before this movie came out, like there had been nothing. Like I remember going to the theater with my uncle and watching Star Wars Special Edition when they were just released the Jabba the Hutt scene in Episode 4, and they just added some new scenes in it. Dude, this was like a brand new Star Wars story. The hype was fucking unbelievable, dude, and you could tell the cope and the delusions with people coming out of the theater like, "What you think?" I was like, "I think it's the greatest Star Wars movie ever told." You could see teardrops in their eyes because you're like, no, man, you're disappointed, dude. You're disappointed as hell.
I'm changing the lyrics a bit for the Papa Roach song, but when you looked into their eyes, it was like broken soul.
Yeah, it was awful. And again, I mean, I give it credit where credit's due. Like, it introduced us to Darth Maul, but and you got a badass fight, a lightsaber sequence in it. But the movie itself is trash.
And I agree with that. It made my honorable mentions. Like, I had it at my number 10 spot. Yeah. And the reason why is because, and I know people like have turned the corner on it now because Star Wars
you go back with Disney,
yeah, you go back and like, Misa don't think
it's not bad. I was like, it's not bad. Like, yeah, he used to smack me around, but he was better than my current pimp.
Yeah, and again, the Darth Maul was badass. The saber fight scene was badass. But the reason I had it so high on my list, or in my list before as well, is because, like you said, if you weren't there, you don't understand the hype. This is before Star Wars was still squeaky clean. It was still wearing a white dress. All right, it had done nothing.
No one had
wrong.
violated her yet.
It was Hit Me One More Time, Brittany. That's probably inappropriate because she was 15, but so were we at that time.
Yeah,
so
we were.
I feel like that's fair.
Yeah, we're.
But yeah, no, like it had done nothing wrong. It was the perfect franchise, untouched for so many years, and then they came along and like everyone just expected another classic. No one fathomed the idea that it could be bad. So,
well, I mean, I remember the promotional posters for it. Like I was still collecting comic books at the time, and I would go to comic book shops. And they had that cool ass, the Tatooine. You could see Jake Lloyd putting on a backpack or whatever, and the shadow of Darth Vader standing there. It's like, you will see how it begins. Like, dude, I was like, oh my god, dude, you're literally gonna see fucking Anakin Skywalker. You're gonna see the fall from grace. You're gonna see all this shit, and it's like you got this Misa bullshit going on, and you're like, who the fuck approved this shit? Like George got drunk one night. It's like, I'm gonna throw this character in here because I can. It's my universe, and that's what happened. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's Star Wars Episode 1, Phantom Menace. And again, I will say this list could have been fucking 50. Like you could have had 50 fucking movies on this because I would have probably put all the new Star Wars movies in this, but I kind of knew they weren't going to be the same going into them, so I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah, I think it's a good choice personally. I moved to strike number 9. I again, and when I mentioned that I'm molding several movies into one here because there's just so many movies in the horror lore that fits this description. But my number 1 of all of those, when you look at Freddy's Dead, some would say Halloween Ends. I understand that. But moments that were supposed to be cappers, that were supposed to be big moments in horror sequel franchise, I kind of lumped them all into one with Jason Goes to Hell here.
Ooh,
dude, I'm telling you, and the reason we're talking disappointment, expectation falling off of a cliff is because of that poster, and that how cool that poster was, and the hand coming up, and like at the end, all that stuff. I know it was at the end, but I'm just saying, like Jason Goes to Hell is probably the coolest name for a movie of all time. Like when you're talking about Jason Voorhees, they had that poster where the mask was on fire. I'm like, we're gonna get gross. We're gonna see something we've never seen before. If you look at all the covers and you've never seen any of the movies in that franchise, you look at that poster, you're probably going, "That's the one I want to watch," because you don't know any better. And that opening was so good too. It's such a cool idea to have the FBI actually come after him. But we all know
he looked badass at the opening. Holy shit!
Yeah, but we all know what we got. We went for this actually happened to my friend, by the way. We went for an authentic Mexican.
He went
meal,
to hell.
And our friend dug into her food and noticed the film in the film from where it was a microwave dinner that they took out of a microwave and slapped on a plate and gave it to you, and it wasn't even Mexican. That actually happened to our friend, but no, absolute haberdashery.
Yeah, instead of Jason Goes to Hell spelled the normal way, it was spelled really Jayson. What a bunch of turds and assholes! Like this movie, you know what? I'm not gonna lie, I have it. I'm not gonna say where I have it, but it's on my list as well. Jason Goes to Hell was one of the most monumental pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life, just because of the promise they made. Like you were gonna have this epic final showdown with one of the most prolific, iconic horror villains of all time in Jason. Like Mike mentioned, the cover looks final. You don't know what's going to happen. Is the devil going to come up and offer dildos to those that suck his dick? I don't know. I don't know. It's going to be a crazy time at Camp
I told you that in private.
And then it's going to be a crazy time at Camp Crystal Lake. And then you find out, no, it's just about guys eating fucking hearts and shit and passing it along. Puff, puff,
it's about
give,
the Liver
bitch.
King.
Puff, puff, give, bitch. That's all it is. Literally, you see him in shadows and stuff. And maybe on paper it sounds cool and freaky and different. And that's what they were going for, because they're like, it's become stagnant. But at the end of the day, this movie itself, yeah, dude, it's up there as one of the highest levels of deception I've ever seen. It's up there with like Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, as far as deception. people going in expecting it to be something it's not. Because again, it would have been a decent psychological horror movie if they had gone a little bit cooler. I don't know if the story was tighter, but instead it's just this mega disappointment scene after scene, and you're just wanting Jason to come by, and all you're getting is fucking coroners eating fucking hearts and shit.
Yeah, and I could easily flip this with Freddy's Dead as well. Same kind of disappointment.
Same kind,
supposed to be this big ultimate moment. Dog poop.
Yep, I agree. My number 9 will be listen, it's just gonna be what it be. It's gonna be Rangers Power the movie. Touch me tender, touch me light, touch me in the butt.
Sorry, I thought
far to light.
I was writing my memoirs.
Power Rangers the movie at number 9. Ivan Ooze. Who? Yeah,
Ivan
choice. Ooze. God damn, you sons of bitches.
It's an excellent choice.
Yes, I'll tell you this. At the end of the day, I understand that Power Rangers is a children's show, and we probably expected that going in, that it wasn't going to be like some mega He-Man awesome, Sylvester Stallone type of action movie, right? It was corny on TV, and we knew that as kids, but it was fun. And in the trailers, they had those cool leather suits. They were fucking rocking. Kimberly still looked hot. Amy Jo Johnson, holy shit, fucking sexy. And then all of a sudden, they got goddamn pajamas after 20 fucking minutes of the movie. They wear fucking pajamas, and they're talking about, I'm a frog, but a frog that turns into a prince when I kiss you. Shut the fuck up, bitch. It was like, even that.
Arabian Nights.
I was expecting to see some cool ass, like, Power Ranger kicking ass Megazord shit, and instead I get like a bunch of like self-centered little, well, was me, teenagers wearing pajama pants in the forest finding themselves on a fucking retreat. Give me a break and give me and then you got Ivan Ooze, and he's a good actor. The guy that they cast is Ivan Ooze, but that is such, dude, that was so. Why did they get rid of Lord Zed and Rita at the beginning? Just keep those two fuckers. Like, that's who I want to see anyway. I don't know who the fuck Ivan Ooze is. He looks like that weird uncle that gets drunk at your party and says, "Sit on my lap." And you're like, "No, Unc, you've had too much." Like, that's who he reminded me of. He's just like this some like drunk old like casino guy.
You know why? So they could sell slime. That's exactly
what it was.
Why.
It was a toy commercial for sure, but and that would have been fine if it was a toy commercial, but at least make it a good toy commercial, not just some bullshit.
That's true. Like that, like if Ivan Ooze always felt like you should have been more into him. Like it was a cool idea, I felt like, but like they just never did anything cool with it. It was like a fidget spinner.
And dude, they had like cool. I mean, at the beginning of the movie, it was cool. Like they come in with their gun. It was like a fucking Batman movie. It's like they're under like a under bridge, like a whatever. Yeah, and it's like smoky shit. And it's dark time, and they're all like in their leather suits and. You're fucking, dude, fuck them putties up. And then they're like, hey, bro, guess what we're going to do? We lost our powers, bro. We got to go do a retreat and find our inner animals and shit. It's like, smoke some peyote and give them their fucking power coins back. I hated that shit, dude. Like, and then they made Zordon stupid, and he's like, Zordon, and he's like dying and shit. And they all like, and he's like sitting there wearing that gown. It's like, gay.
He's like, Mr. Zordon.
No, dude, it was like stupid as fuck. I remember watching that movie. Like, that was one of the few, like, not a few, but one of the first times in a theater, like walking, I'm like, God damn, man, that's what it's like when you fucking burn your money. Like literally, you set it on fire.
I'll talk about it because it's somewhere on my list as well. But that is what pure disappointment feels like. And as a child, you don't expect it. When you're that young, you don't expect to be disappointed. Like you're used to getting your way in a lot of ways when it comes to entertainment because the 90s were so great. But Power Rangers, the movie, was it's what I grew up. Actually, I started to grow hair on my balls while watching Power Rangers because I learned that life was about disappointment.
Yeah, it definitely disappoints you. It disappoints you really bad. There's nothing about that movie that's like I can't. Dude, I'll even go back and watch Green with Envy. Like I'll watch some of the old Power Rangers show, like with Tommy going bad or whatever, and then them having those are actually decent. They hold up. This movie, fuck that, awful.
Yeah, and I understand that some people like it. We have very specific reasons for why we don't, and I think they're justified. Kid Us is still mad about it. Really, to be fair with you, my number 8 is going to be. Man, this one didn't actually it disappointed me greatly, but it upset me. This one blew my I was fucking confounded walking out of the theater on that sunny day, and it's Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah, that's an awful one.
That's a tough word to spell, by the way. Don't judge me.
That's what I did to my bathroom earlier today. I dilated that shit.
Me too, man. We did the Patreon draft last night, the Patreon football draft, and I ate a bunch of different like chicken wings. Like I had my own little hot ones here at my table by myself, and I didn't think about the repercussions. And I actually respect the people on hot ones a lot more now because like when you eat hot stuff, you're gonna have a hot poop later. But what you don't think about is when they do those wings, those are 12 different kinds of hot sauces with different, and they all kick your ass at once. And I've been in pain today. That's not.
Yeah, it's like the Captain Planet of hot sauce for your ass.
Yeah, it's awful. But no, this movie, dude, I was actually confounded. I watched it. I just took it in, and I'm just sitting there as a young person, going, I don't understand. Did I walk into the wrong theater? Did they send like the negative, not ready for studio copy? This is one of the worst movies that has ever existed
really
in time.
awful.
And the first Mortal Kombat movie, I know it's not perfect and it's sort of cheesy, but it's got a lot of really good points about it. And I like that movie to this day. It's not what I would call a good movie, but I like it. So this was like if someone just got like an old PC ROM out, CD-ROM, and like created a shitty video game. It's completely forgettable. It's absolutely atrocious, and just everything about it has failed, and we are now stupider for having watched it.
It's like Troma Studios fucking made that shit on a budget of $50. What the shit
dude.
was going? Like, I would have rather watched Troma produce it like that. Like, if it was Troma produced, at least I would know what I was going for. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. After the first Mortal Kombat movie, you go in, you expect it to be at least halfway as good because Robin Shue came back, the chick that played Katana came back. I mean, they changed Raiden, which was awful, and Johnny Cage dies right away. But okay,
I don't even remember any of that. Like, it's a blank on me.
He literally dies right away, and then they're like, "Hey, you know all those like fucking ninjas and those Ultimate Mortal Kombat games? We'll just throw them in there, but we won't have a backstory." Ermac, Rain, one wears red, one wears purple. That's cool, man. The kids are stupid. Motaro with like his fucking legs that like another guy you can see puppeteering that shit. Like, dude, yeah, it's like, but again, you really expected it would be cool, and no, it fucking, because Mortal Kombat 1, the 1995, was actually good. But I mean, I know it's like it doesn't hold up exactly well, but dude, overall, with that story being that crazy, it was fucking awesome. And then Annihilation comes in and just says, "Fuck you."
I see. I like Scream and Ice Cream in the chat said Jeepers Creepers Reborn was really disappointing. Like, I didn't expect that one to be good though. Like, I mean, if I expected that one to be good, you're talking about all-time most disappointing movie in history. But I think we all knew where that one was headed.
There's quite a few that I was going to put on my list too. But I was like, like, because April was like, "Aren't you going to put Ghostbusters 2016?" I was like, I knew that was going to suck though. Like, I knew that was going to be bad, so I didn't put it on my list because I didn't even like. That's just like, I just feel like having something torture myself today, like I want to fucking have my balls in a clamp. I'm gonna watch Ghostbusters 2016 because I'm into that weird shit. Erotica.
Yeah, sometimes
they'll
do you.
So my number 8 is gonna be. I struggle with this one because I was gonna be one of before this, but I was like, you know what? It is
erectile dysfunction.
Huh?
What?
Huh? I don't know what you said, honey.
Sorry, I interrupted you. Continue.
What'd you say? What'd you say? What child dysfunction?
Womp stomp. I said erectile dysfunction.
Oh yeah,
I struggle with this.
I struggle with that a lot, and you know what?
You struggle with whiskey dick. There's a big difference.
Both at the same time, and it's weird. It's like a double whammy. You know what? You're trying to get over it. I'm here for white men that struggle with that. If you struggle with erectile dysfunction and whiskey, or a black man, whatever color you are, we all are going to be able to stand up one day and take hands and be like, "Listen, our dicks don't work." Anyway, no, number 8 is going to be Alien Resurrection. And again, God damn it.
Such a professional.
Yeah, well, I'm in an apartment now. I could get kicked out if I'm too loud. Okay. No, actually, that wasn't it. That was just that was a Reader's Digest that I got blocked for. No, I actually was scared because I thought someone was going to like, "You're too loud. The neighbors just knocked on the door." It hasn't happened yet, thank God. Throw it up to the big man. But no, no, Alien Resurrection. I mean, what can you say? Everybody knows how bad this movie is. Ron Perlman is awful, cringy. Sigourney Weaver, they took Ellen Ripley, one of the best, one of the most badass chicks to ever be in any kind of action horror film, and turned her into a total weirdo, like Winona Ryder, like klepto weird shit. Winona Ryder, speaking of which, is in this as well. The movie makes no sense. The fucking weird baby thing that they try to make. I mean, there's some parts of it that are kind of cool that make good. Like it, I liked what's his name. Dorff was great. I think he's great really in anything he does. Brad Dorff at least tried to do something weird, like did with that party.
He was so weird in that movie when he was watching. He's like, "Oh,
yeah, it was good." I liked that. Like, it was like a weird, unethical doctor that didn't care. He was
good.
I like that shit. But otherwise, like, the movie's just. And Alien 3 was at that point before that was the height of disappointment of what they did with their, not only the Ripley character, what they did with Hicks. And with Newt killing them off screen, and then Bishop barely in it, that was up to that point had been the most disappointing Alien. Then this comes along and says, "Let me open your mouth, let me take a shit in it." Then it was like, "Yeah, we're really going to get into it." Resurrection is absolutely a dog trash on fire fucking film. If I were a part or in charge of anything to do with aliens, I would literally take that and cut it out and say it never happened. I would say it was an alternate reality. It never happened.
Yeah, and I get that people like it. That's fine. Like, it can be entertaining at times. I don't like Ron Perlman, number one. I thought that shit was embarrassingly awful. Yeah. The basketball scene.
Oh, yeah. I forget. Yeah, that's bad, too.
Like, this franchise was not ready to jump the shark yet. I know Alien 3 was too serious, but to come in there and do that, like, Saturday fucking just I don't even know what.
Yeah,
to
Ron
call it.
Perlman act like he fucking
was.
works at the And One competition, like trying to post up on a clone.
That fucking It's like Batman. It's like Alien Batman Forever. That's
yeah,
kind of what it is.
I don't know what and I think most people that were involved with that movie are pretty embarrassed by it. I think overall, I know that I watched some special features on it, and they were talking about. I think that there was a lot of behind the scenes crazy shit going on with that film, and they thought it was going to be one thing, and it turned out not to be. So, and it really sucks for Sigourney Weaver, dude. If you imagine, like that was her last outing in that role as Ellen Ripley, and it was and it was back to back shitty movies. So, I always think it really does suck. And you look at something like Michael Biehn and her, like in the story of Hicks and Ripley, and you wish that they could have gone back and done one like good send off with Ripley and the Hicks character, and I think that there was even some discussions about that. I don't know. I think it was the director you like. That was
Fincher.
I think he was involved with an idea behind reuniting Sigourney Weaver and Ripley's character with Hicks, and they were going to do
it was Neil Blomkamp.
Neil Blomkamp, that's right, yeah. But that would have been great, and unfortunately that fell through. I'm not saying because if someone asked you, would you rather have watched that or Alien Romulus? I mean, to be fair, I would have watched the Blomkamp. I would have watched the Blomkamp.
I just don't trust Blomkamp as a director. I think he could be kind of a 1.5 hit wonder, but I mean, who knows? We'll never know. We'll never fucking know. My number 7 is going to go. I swear I'm not going to stick on the video games. This is my last video game movie, but it had to be said.
Yeah,
and that's Street Fighter. Man, when you get, and by the way, a lot of people already know this, but Jean-Claude Van Damme was supposed to play Johnny Cage, but cocaine happens. And money disputes and whatnot. So he ends up going to Street Fighter, which is the next logical step for you, dog. But you think Jean-Claude Van Damme as Street Fighter, if you just look at a still from him, in the trailer, or just see a photo from behind the scenes of Jean-Claude Van Damme dressed that way as that character, Guile, right?
Guile,
with the hair and like just everything. Like you're like, this is as a child, as a young child in the South. That both made me question my sexuality and also just made me super fucking pumped. I was like, this is going to be such a badass movie. I cannot wait to see what they do. That's so pumped about it. And Raul Julia is such a good as a Bison.
Yeah, I think that was one of his last movies too, unfortunately.
Yeah, and he was actually good in the movie. Like, fuck that.
He was as Bison. He was great.
Yeah, he was still good. Jean-Claude was not. Jean-Claude was half the time he was in his hotel room with Kylie Minogue having sex and doing blow.
Who wouldn't know?
He would literally send messages down to the set. The director would be like, "Where is Jean-Claude?" And he would actually write handwritten notes that said, "I can't come to set right now. I'm pumping my muscles."
Dude,
that was real.
You imagine, that one scene where he has that pill-on tattoo of the American flag on his bicep? He ran down from the hotel room high as fucking hell. He's like, "Shoot it!" And then he ran up. He's like, "Oh, I guess that's all we're getting from Jean-Claude today."
Yeah, like he was just coked out of his mind, I guess. And I think but like it's just an absolute atrocious movie. It didn't feel anything like Street Fighter. It was like, why were they in groups? Why was it like the fucking Mighty Ducks? Like Street Fighter is like a one-on-one fighting game, right? Instead, we got people running around like the Mighty Ducks. Like, let's make a flying V and get out of this exploding building. Like, it just made no sense. It's an atrocious film. It's not even good in a bad way, in my opinion.
It's really weird too, because I feel like they did a better job explaining Mortal Kombat, which is a lot harder of a plot to explain to the audience, a vanilla audience, what the fuck is going on, than Street Fighter. Street Fighter is just a collection of people that said, "Let's get together and fight." For no reason. They all and they're all wearing costumes. They all like, "First, wait, let me get my pump on, guys. Time in," and then they just show up at a random place and start fighting. And you're like, "What the fuck?" But by the way, I will say, as far as looks go, yes, absolutely, Van Damme looked like Guile. Kylie Minogue looked like Cammy, and that one chick, I can't remember her name, looked like what's her fucking name? The Asian chick that's really hot as fuck.
Lady Fingers.
No, no. It doesn't.
With the masks, that'd be like, I don't know.
No, I can't remember her name. No,
I can't remember exactly.
I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, people, the actors looked like characters, but the movie itself was a disaster. And I know that first off, Van Damme doesn't remember that movie. Like, he doesn't remember that shit at all. Because you're right, he looked like he was coked out in every fucking scene.
Well, he probably remembers banging Kylie Minogue.
Oh, well, maybe
he was in a relationship, by the way. You dick.
Good for them. But at the end, he's also beating his own ass when he's like, "God damn it, I turned down literally Mortal Kombat for this horse shit." Anyway, but it's not on my list because I knew that I was never a big Street Fighter fan, so I didn't really. I just knew they looked like the characters. That's all I remember.
Oh, you chose a side in the console wars.
I did. I was all Mortal Kombat. I said Street Fighter is for pussies, and everybody know it.
I would have probably taken
Street
Street Fighter over Mortal Kombat, to be honest with you.
Well, I know you would, because I said it first, and I said Mortal Kombat.
Let's fight about it.
That's fine. I get to be a ninja. You get to be fucking Guile with weird.
To be fair, you got the better movie.
I did, but I get to be a ninja, and then you get to be like Guile with like hair gel.
That's fucking awesome.
Who gets cooler? Gel. I get to be Sub-Zero. You get to be like.
We got a big green fucker from Brazil would fuck Goro up.
You're crazy, dude. Gorgo is like a champion. Like he's won like 9 Mortal Kombat tournaments in a row with 4 arms and a huge dick.
Take away some of his arms.
Those are $500 sunglasses, asshole. My number 7. Well, here we go. Now it's going to get a little hot and crazy tonight. And some people might be like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" And other people are like, "Yes, I'm going to cheer that." Halloween Ends is my number 7. Most disappointed film.
Someone had to have it.
Well, I was going to be on it. Well,
man of the people.
I will be the man of the people, and I will share with your vote. No, I do think that here's the thing. Halloween Kills, I did enjoy it. There was problems in it? Absolutely. Going to Halloween Ends, the way they treated Michael, the fucking story with how him and Laurie Strode have their fight, the whole thing with what's that? I can't remember that kid's name because I block it out every fucking time. Corey. Awful fucking shit. What the goddamn garbage hobo trash fire is this shit? I don't understand. I hate it, dude. It should have been one of the most, when we've talked about this, the Jason Goes to Hell, Halloween Ends, Freddy 6, whatever. It should have been a monumental, momentous occasion. The final chapter in Laurie Strode versus Michael Myers, everything building up to this point, all these years, decades. And it's like, no, we're just going to lay him on the goddamn kitchen table and stab him to death. And then we're going to throw him in the fucking dumpster so he can come back like Super Shredder in Turtles 2. Shut the fuck up. Like, I can't believe
got stopped by a Frigidaire.
Yeah, he did. Like, he literally, like after everything he could do, this motherfucker can, like, literally probably lift the car up off of him and, like kill an entire town in 5 seconds on a merry-go-round like he did in Halloween Kills. And then, like a fucking goddamn refrigerator says, he's like, I can't do it. And then, dude, it's like they didn't, like, it was all about, let me tell you the story only of Laurie Strode, and that's it. Like, she's the most important character. She's all the be-all, end-all of the franchise. Fuck Michael, fuck everything else. That's what they did. And unfortunately, that's why, for me, it's definitely a number 7 for most disappointing films of all time. It just is. I don't know what I expected. I just did not expect this fucking voodoo shit. And again, you know, if they had just introduced it in Halloween 2018 with Corey and that character and that connection, I would have been more on board with it, because then the seeds would have been there. Just to jump it on, they'd be like, haha, look, guess what's in your butt? It's a finger. I'd be like, oh. I'm not thinking, like, what the hell, dude? Like, you just have told me that you're going to stick a finger in my butt. I mean, that's illegal that you didn't.
Yeah. So it's not on my list. Like, the reason it's not on my list, and like most people are totally going to agree with you on this. That was the number one. I put this question on Twitter to see what people would say. And like, that was the number one answer of all was Halloween.
Oh, was it? That's crazy.
Yeah, most people said that. I mean, it's also more recent and fresh on the mind for sure. But like, I for me, it wasn't disappointed because I felt like David Gordon Green. I like all 3 movies, I do, but I think David Gordon Green really started to, as far as what they promised with this trilogy, they really just started. They were like a waiter on their first day carrying way too many plates.
Yeah,
and he just started to drop and forget about storylines and fuck all that up. I do think it's broken in a million ways, and I think it commits a major sin in the fact that it didn't give fans what they promised. So I think they really, really fucked that up. And that's why I agree with you. It doesn't make my list, though, because I found like that weird ass vibe that this movie had with like the boy harsher and shit like that. And I thought the Corey character was actually interesting for me. I like the dynamic with him and Allison. I know I'm a fucking weirdo for that, but it's like, I like the match.
Because like sometimes Master Bruce Ben just like to watch the world burn. There is no reason why.
I dug the vibe of it, and I dug that we got a weird little movie that is a nice palate cleanser when I go back and I watch the franchise. But as far as that story, they really blew the pooch.
That reminds me of that movie, that scene in Rockstar. He was like, well, yeah, so we could trick people to get into the club so they can hear your shitty originals. Just don't call it Halloween Ends.
That's 100% correct. You're not wrong.
Yeah, well, I wrote Hole and a Half, and I'm proud of the shit as I wrote it.
I think Hole and a Half kicks ass. My number 6 is going to be Southland Tales.
Oh,
probably. Oh, dude, you don't want to. I believe, I could be mistaken about this, but I'm pretty sure that this was Richard Kelly's first movie after Donnie Darko. When I like worshiped Donnie Darko at that age when it came, I still do this great movie. But I thought Donnie Darko was like, it just blew my fucking mind. And I was in love with that movie and I watched it all the time. I can't wait to see what this director does next. He was what Jordan Peele did for so many people with Get Out was Richard Kelly for me and Donnie Darko. So super hyped up. Didn't get to see it in theaters. I don't think it was in a lot of theaters. So I rented it and I was super excited. I was there on day 1 to rent this movie, got it home, popped it in. And What the fuck? It's one of the worst pieces of shit I've ever seen in my life.
Was it
absolutely
it's a gang
nonsensical
movie? Is it like a gang movie?
No, it's a I don't even know what the fuck you'd call it, dude. It's just a bunch of weird fuck trying to be weird shit. And it stars The Rock, and it's got Stifler in it.
Oh yeah.
It's got a whole bunch of crazy good cast. I thought it was going to be another mind-blowing movie, and it turns out it was just like this dude got way too high on his own supply of cocaine and just got stuck in a bathroom like Nick Cage, chugging vodka and shitting on a toilet, and just just outwrote himself into a cocaine-fueled corner. I don't even know if he does cocaine, but what a disappointing movie. I can't, my disappointment was immeasurable with this movie.
South and Tell sounds like something that a wizened, like somebody in the hood, a wizened man would tell you tales about the Southland and be like, listen, in the Southland, we had a code of honor. And there was like, and they would tell you like 3 different stories, like it'd be an anthology. They'd have all different types of, I don't know. That's what I would do.
So let me actually, because I don't even like, I could not make it through the movie. And I was so psyched. I actually like had to turn it off before it was over with. And I never do that. Oh, it was 2006, Dwayne Johnson, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Sean William Scott, written, directed by Richard Kelly. And it says, during a 3-day heat wave just before a huge 4th of July celebration, an action star stricken with amnesia. See how many things we're doing? Meets up with a porn star who's developing her own reality TV project and a policeman who holds the key to a vast conspiracy. Like,
I've gone cross-eyed.
Huh? It's crazy, dude.
Yeah, it sounds stupid as fuck. I never would have read that, but you like Donnie Darko.
Yeah, it's just over the top.
My number 6, and we talked about it briefly, which, I mean, there's not much of this. We don't really have to stand on it too long because it's pretty obvious. Nightmare 6, Freddy's Dead. For all intents and purposes, this is the movie that said, you went full retard. You never go full retard. That's pretty much what happened. I don't really need to explain much further than that. Like, this is where they fully embraced the idea of the pop culture icon that Freddy was. It was literally joke after joke. It wasn't scary. It was just stupid, to be frank. I mean, some of it was funny, but the whole thing that had made Freddy scary was fucking gone. And it was so strange, too, because I remember seeing this as a kid. The poster looked so dope, dude. Freddy's Dead, the poster with his hand coming out. It was like the final nightmare. It looks cool. Goo Goo Dolls had a great song in the open, for the soundtrack. So everything kind of lined up like, man, they're going to go balls out. But it wasn't even, no, dude, it was straight up like, retarded. It was retarded. and he looked at it, and not to mention the fact that the makeup effects on Robert Englund looked awful. It looked like nobody gave a fuck. It looked like a goddamn Spirit Halloween rubber mask. And it was just pretty much Robert Englund running around with a rubber mask on. So and then, by the way, the corniness, the cringe of the entire fucking movie about the daughter, and you got to kill him when he's outside and use some dynamite. Kids, I love you, Daddy. Oh, fucking bitch. I wish to God I could reach through the fucking screen and choke the shit out you for saying it. Anyway.
When they killed him with a pipe bomb, I almost shit my pants and died.
Yeah, but, they were playing on all the popular tropes of the time of the 90s. They had the power glove, and then they had a bunch of they had Tom Arnold and Roseanne showing up. And like, I don't know, dude, like it was just, and then they had the cartoony thing where he was like he was on the fucking broom from the Wizard of Oz. He's like, I'll get you, my friend, you little dog too. Like, holy fucking shit, I'm going to die of cringe. But, I think, dude, no scariness in that movie. Total cringe fest, awful written characters. I didn't care about anybody. And that's really, I didn't even care about Freddy in this. I felt like awesome, John Candy in Spaceballs. Just like, they've gone to plaid. Yeah, dude, it's one of the worst I remember being, and I swear to God, dude, like I would rather watch, and this is saying so, I'd rather watch Freddy 5 on repeat for a month than watch this one fucking more time.
I totally agree.
I hate Freddy 5.
One more time, one more. I agree, dude. And I don't like Freddy 5, but at least it had something to do with like the
at least there was somewhat creepy. There's at least some kind of creepy element to it.
Yeah, that shit was dog do. That was dog dung. That was a corporate studio.
It was due on the dog shit in the yard, Steven.
Some guy was like, the kids on MTV love this. Let's make a movie for them.
That's all it was. That's literally a fat corporate executive at Noah's Arcade.
Literally, like it's hip, it's cool, it's Noah's Arcade.
That's what it was, dude. Noah's Arcade sponsored fucking Nightmare on Elm Street. That's what it was. Noah's Arcade.
It's like he made that movie. That's dead on.
It was.
That's fucking spot on. My number 5 is going to be a movie that, man, it hurt my dick, hurt my heart. Spider-Man 3. Raimi's Spider-Man 3.
Yes,
oh, God.
Show.
No one saw this coming.
No one even saw it. That's a good one, dude. I forgot. I blocked that out.
Oh, yeah, man. I sat in the theater and could not believe what I was watching because it's one of those movies. that you just expect to be great. After Raimi and Spider-Man 1, Raimi and Spider-Man 2, okay, Raimi and Spider-Man 3, we're getting Venom. Holy shit, there's no doubt this is going to be amazing. That was the biggest movie of the summer. I mean, Spider-Man was everywhere, and that black and red Spider-Man on the poster together, there was no doubt about this movie. So it took you a solid hour and 45 minutes into it to like look at each other at your seats with popcorn in your mouth and go, does this fucking suck, or is it just me? And everyone's like, no, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, dude,
It's
like being Pauly Shore in the army now. He's like, that's gotta be Armani. And then you open the coat, like, oh, it's JC Penney. Yeah, dude. You cast fucking Topher Grace as Venom, dude. You cast Eric from that 70s show.
Yeah, dude. Like we really should have known when they made that casting, but it was like in Raimi.
You know what it was? You know, it was that delusion that everybody was thinking. They're like, oh, well, Heath Ledger, no one thought that was going to be good.
Yeah, that's true.
And The Dark Knight, and it was like, no, and he turned out to be one of the best Jokers of all time. I think that was around the same time.
Was this before or after Dark Knight?
I don't know.
So.
I might have just shit in the bed. I don't remember, but
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, either way, but I mean, maybe it was Michael Keaton. Everybody said Michael Keaton was going to be, or Val Kilmer said Val Kilmer was going to suck. And Val Kilmer turned out to be one of the best Batmans. I'm not saying he was the best Batman, but he was a good Batman. So yeah, I think a lot of people went in expecting, first off, Spider-Man 2 is still arguably one of the best superhero movies ever made. It just is. It's one of the best superhero movies ever made, and it still holds up today. Sam Raimi was great. He understood the character. Tobey Maguire was a great Peter Parker. Not so much a great Spider-Man, but a good Peter Parker. Kirsten Dunst has a weird jigsaw face. I didn't like her as Mary Jane. I never did. But it is what it is. But otherwise, moving forward,
one of the worst characters in superhero movie history is Kirsten Dunst as Mary Jane.
100%.
One of the worst, like not acting. I'm not even saying acting, anything like that. I'm talking about characters.
In that movie,
is a vapid succubus whore, and I hate her.
I hope she's not. No, well, here's in the movie, not in real life. I hope she lives a long life, healthy. But yeah. So moving forward with Spider-Man 3, you totally expect exactly. I was the exact same way. So you're expecting like this amazing, magnificent final opus, like the final one, and then you could see glitterings of Sam Raimi wanting to do something like that, like with Sandman. The story of Sandman was great, the daughter thing, and you could tell that if Sam Raimi hadn't had studio pressure to put Venom in this and put more shit in it that he didn't want to, and he had just focused on Sandman, I think we would have got one of the most emotional, best Spider-Man movies of all time, because that storyline was already great. And then,
who played Sandman? Was it Ted Danson?
I don't know. It wasn't Ted Danson. I don't know.
It's definitely Ted Danson.
I don't know who it was. I thought he was the guy from Coach.
We're both wrong.
I don't know who it was, but no, they're like, no, we gotta have that because that Topher Grace is so hot right now. We gotta get him in the movie, and then we gotta get Harry Osborn flying around on a skateboard glider, bro, because that's gonna sell shit.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then even when he died, you were supposed to have this emotional moment that he's dying. You're like, good. You've been ruining the fucking movie.
Yeah, get out of here. You had two movies already.
You do have some funny memes like dig on this, like Evil Maguire. Like you had those forever. And at the time, you were like, oh my God, now they're great. But back then, dude, it was like, I can't believe he's supposed to be a badass. This guy looks like a Hot Topic reject goth guy that's just not wearing his makeup.
Yeah, it works as a comedy for those sports now. But like at the time, we weren't doing comedy. Like there was some funny parts, obviously. But when he's emo Spider-Man, the first time you see it, I can't explain that feeling. It's like everything in the world is wrong.
In your eye. Oh,
let me get some shade.
Well, here's the thing. And you know what? Some people would say that maybe we're not understanding the Raimi comedy. That's bullshit, dude. Like, I understand Raimi is very good on black comedy, dark comedy, and that's what he does, and he weaves it through his movies. But there's no fucking way he wrote those to be comedic. I think he wrote those scenes. Maybe he was poking fun at the people that forced him to do this Black Venom suit shit, and he didn't want to do it. And he was kind of poking fun at the whole thing where Peter Parker changes his personality. But I don't think so. I think it was either just a combination of Maguire not being able to do that, or Raimi just like not being able to write that. But whatever it was, I guarantee you it was not, at that time, it was not fucking a joke. I promise you it wasn't. I don't care what Raimi said. It was not. When he was walking in there, he's like, look at me, I'm smooth. And he accidentally smacks Mary Jane. They're like, oh my God. And he's like, ooh, yeah, I'm going to take this blonde girl now. Fuck you, ho. Like that was totally him to be like the evil Peter Parker.
There was too much on the line in that movie for Raimi to play around like that. Not when he'd done it
never
more
would have
earnestly.
Yeah, they never would have let him.
Yeah, that's that. I felt good about that one for sure because I saw it twice just to make sure I wasn't fucking losing my mind.
Yeah, I'm gonna do one more and then I gotta go tinkle in the toilet.
With your wiener?
Yeah, talk about disappointing when I see my wiener in the mirror. But anyway, it doesn't matter. My number 5 is gonna be, and this is again, I know some people love this, and I get it. The soundtrack is great, but it's gonna be Rocky 5. I just don't appreciate what they did to poor old Rocky. Now let me tell you something. Why? You get Rocky 1. He's a nothing. He's a nobody. Yo, bum! You're nothing. And then
you knock him down. Why don't you try to knock him down?
He gets his chance. He gets his moment. He gets his time to shine. And he does it. He steals the hearts and minds of America. Everyone loves it. Stallion. They love that shit. And then in Rocky 3, he has to get the mojo back. He gets the eye of the tiger. He beats Clubber Lang, a.k.a. Mr. T, a.k.a. Brazilian strip on the forehead. And then he goes into Rocky 4, and he takes on the ultimate challenge. He takes on fucking Drago. And if you could change it, look, you have
he takes on politics.
You take everything. Everything happens in that movie, and it's great. And he's got the American trunks on, and God, he looks shredded. He looks so cut. He looks good as fuck, dude. And that's got an amazing soundtrack. And then he goes right back to the fucking ghetto hood because of Paulie's dumbass being drunk and handling the finances. First off, Rocky would never have let Paulie handle the finances. So what I really hate about this movie is the fact that you have this amazing trajectory with Rocky Balboa. From the first movie, he goes up and up, and you're on that journey with him, and you're so happy for him. And then he gets to the final boss, Drago, and he drops that motherfucker, and he unites Soviet Russia of the United States. And then all of a sudden, now he's back in there, fucking got them boom, trying to get his fucking job back as a bouncer and shit. Like, dude, why would they? It was terrible. And you know what? Sylvester Stallone wrote the fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think he was sharing coke with Van Damme when he did that. Like, people gonna love it. People gonna love it, John. And that's what happened. And nobody loved it. And yeah, there are moments in it that are good. Tommy Gunn's a good bad guy. Totally good bad guy. I actually would have been fine if Rocky had kept his finances in order and then fought Tommy Gunn in the final. Like, even if they'd kept that, like the teacher and the student fight, even if they kept that shit, I would have been fine. Just don't take away his fucking money.
No, that's a movie that absolutely deserves to be on this list for sure, dude. And it's not just that, not just those things you said. They made Rocky a shitty dad.
Yeah,
like, and I hated that. Like, I do not understand that. Like his son is all the time like, hey, come on, dad.
He took my room.
Yeah, this dude shows up and Rocky's like, well, he's gonna be a star. He's like, he kicks his son out of his room. He won't pay attention to him. He won't hang out with him or whatever. And then you don't even get the last fight in a ring. It's in the fucking street.
Yeah,
like with Don King out there, like, doing all that shit.
That's me. Only in America.
Yeah, like just awful.
Listen, and here's the thing. I think even Sylvester Stallone knew that movie was trash fire because it took Rocky Balboa to bring it back to at least a decent, where we were an even keel level. Having that movie kind of redeemed Rocky Balboa in a lot of ways. Because I think nobody left that theater. And again, I didn't see it in the movie theater, but I can't believe anybody would go to that movie theater and be like, yeah, that was a good movie, man. I like Rocky. Fuck that, dude. Like, sue me for what? Yeah, right. He's a fucking bum with no money and he's a shit dad. You're right. You can't sue him for nothing. Yeah. Like, that's the way it ends. That's literally the way he knocks out fucking Tommy Gunn outside a bar where every drunk dude gets to watch the final match of Rocky Balboa. And then he's like, sue me for what? Like, he's a badass. And he's like, all right, that's it.
You know what's really sad? Like, what's really sad about it is Rocky never reclaimed his status. And the rest of the franchise, like, he emotionally came back in Rocky Balboa and helping out Creed in the Creed movies or whatever. But really, dude, financially, he never recovered. It was like, I'm never going to financially recover. Like, Paulie fucked him for life, and that's depressing as shit, dude.
Yeah,
like that's depressing
as fuck. I even get that Rocky would still be friends with Paulie. It's his brother-in-law, and he loves Paulie, even though he screwed him over financially 100%. But at the end of the day, dude, I just can't believe that anybody, like any scriptwriter or anybody that was going through and the process of movie making, like, this is a good idea. We should totally do this. We should clip everything that made Rocky special, clip his wings and send him back down to earth and say, fuck you for being arrogant. I mean, what are you talking about?
And dude, not just that, but that they had the perfect lead into such a cool story because they made it realistic. They took what happened in 4 and made it realistic. At the beginning of I can't remember if it was the end of 4 or the beginning of 5. I think it was the beginning of 5. Or it could have been the new cut of 4.
In the shower.
I don't know. When he's in the shower, he's like, I can't get my socks on. I can't get my socks on. And where he's in the shower wearing his socks, it's so sad, dude. Like, his brain's going. He literally just had brain damage from that fight. And Adrian's in the shower with him, and dude, it's so touching. Like, I'm gonna cry right now thinking about it. And then they just went and did that shit. They're like, now he's
you're fucking poor. You got that government cheese. All right, yeah, you motherfucking fighting for that government cheese. Anyway. Yeah. God bless. God bless. Hashtag bless. Hashtag bless. Yeah, I gotta go to the bathroom though. You go to your report.
All right. Oh shit. I feel bad. I actually feel bad for that one. My number 4 is gonna be my number 4 is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. Like, it's not the worst movie, I gotta remember, guys. I see a lot of like great, terrible movies in the chat and stuff people are talking about for sure. But this isn't like worst movies of all time. It's the ones that disappointed you the most, that broke your heart the most, that you were looking forward to the most. And for me, Ninja Mutant Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3. I'm like Rocky right now after Rocky 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 had the promise, if you were a kid at the time, of just the most amazing thing ever. After Secret of the Ooze, which is my favorite Turtles movie. I know that's blasphemy to some, but I love it for the pizza and the slime and the super shredder and all that shit. I was at this time of my life, it was the most anticipatory movie of my life, of my young life. And add to that, there was this new theater in town. I got my parents to actually take me. I got to see this one in a theater, which the other ones had to wait till VHS for, which is fine because 2 had that sweet white case. God, I love it so much to this day. But TMNT 3, they had this theater in town, and it was like the first pizza. It was the first place at the time that they like served pizza at the theater. So it was this big grand opening. We go there. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe. And I'm expecting Turtles 1, Turtles 2 type of just fun Turtles hijinks, right? They even had dudes dressed up in the turtle suits. I was so obsessed, by the way, with the Turtles at this point in my life that we walked up a couple days before that in front of a fountain, one of those fountains that you throw coins into. And in my head, I was like, make a wish. I believe that shit. I was like, I hope I meet the Ninja Turtles because I'm a little slow. So I thought that could actually happen. So I throw the coin. I was like, I hope I meet the Ninja Turtles. We go to the premiere. The Ninja Turtles are there. I knew they were just dudes in suits, but that was close enough for me. Thank you, gods of the fountain of the mall. But like, man, I sat there in that movie and was just like, oh, like sitting there as a kid and feeling that anticipatory of something and watching it. And it is the Turtles and they make you laugh from time to time, but then you're just kind of bored. That's a weird feeling as a kid. You're like, oh, this is kind of serious and like kind of weird. And it's not what I expect at all. One of those early moments of disappointment that just, really
I remember seeing
sticks
that.
in my dick.
I went to the theater and saw that movie, and I remember being mildly disappointed. But I mean, I don't know. I guess it was just at least Casey Jones was back in it, so I could say, okay, at least he's in it. I mean, he's not in it, but at least he's there. I was like, but I want to know, how did you get in April's pants?
That's one of the Clinton said Mike wasted his one wish on meeting the Turtles. That's funny as fuck. Well, the sad thing is I was too scared to go up to him. They were like going up to kids.
Boys. Oh, you got to see the Turtles?
Yeah, like they were in their suits. And like a couple days before, I thrown a wish into a fountain, and I was like, I hope I get to meet the Ninja Turtles because, like I said, I was slow. But like, so they're there, and I was too scared to go up and say hello because they were loud and they're like running around the theater and like talking to kids, like, what's up, dude, cowabunga? And I was like, ha, 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 and like looking over like the shoulder, like that's so cool. I want to go touch them, but I'm scared to. And then in the parking lot, I saw one of them. I was like, bro.
Yeah,
left to the car.
Now you know what I felt like when I was at Scarefest. Now you get to talk to Doug Bradley. It was the same fucking thing. So bitch, fuck you. You took my wish from me. Well, yeah, this is my wish, my dream. I'm taking it back. I'm taking the mold back. Yeah, I consider Turtles 3. I think it's in my honorable mentions, but I didn't. I don't know what it was, dude. Like I feel like it was bad, but it didn't disappoint me like my number 4. Which is going to be Batman and Robin. And I think that we all know it was going to. We all knew it was coming, Pete.
It was in the thumbnail, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, we all knew it was coming, Pete. And, listen, this came out in 1997. I was 13, I believe, when this came out. So I was in the target range for the audience, like 10 to 13-year-old boys. This was a total fucking toy commercial. Top to bottom. But even I felt fucking disappointed and let down after watching this movie because at Batman Forever, while weird and strange, it promised a bigger adventure with Robin. This was going to be the first time from the beginning of the movie to the end, Robin's in his full-on regalia. He's going to be going out and hunting bad guys. But all you got was Bane and fucking hot-ass Uma Thurman in a fucking sexy-ass, slinky-ass. That was good. Don't get me wrong. But everything else was trash-ass fucking dialogue. And I felt like Ralphie from A Christmas Story when he's like, Ovaltine, drink more Ovaltine. Son of a bitch. And like, oh, you've been waiting your whole life for this moment. And no, it's just like drink more Ovaltine. You know what I mean? Like the Christmas Story. But yeah, it's awful shit right there, dude. And again, from the very beginning to the very end, a 100% nothing but toy commercial. That's all it was for the holidays. And it kind of sucks too, because if you look, and dude, I totally remember thinking, man, George Clooney's going to be badass in this. Because I had watched Dusk Till Dawn and he was so good in that. I'm like, dude, it's going to be great. He's going to be the most ruthless fucking Batman ever. And he's like, so anyway, I was checking out my car the other day. I was vacuuming it out. And let me tell you, like, I don't leave home without my Bat card. It's crazy, right? And I was fighting the hockey team from hell. And I was thinking, he was a fucking Sears catalog Batman. I couldn't believe it. Now he's a good Bruce Wayne. Good Bruce Wayne.
That's a perfect way to put that, by the way.
Yeah, but yeah, it was good. Yeah, and as far as a Bruce Wayne though, he had the look. He's got the look. He had it. Okay, 100%. He did look very much like a Bruce Wayne, like a very grizzled Bruce Wayne too. But everything else about this movie, then you introduce Alicia Silverstone as Batgirl, very hot in the fucking leather, but unnecessary, unneeded, cringy ass fucking shit. Hey, Uncle Alfred. Oh God. I felt like Alfred in the movie. I felt like I was dying. You know how Alfred's dying in that fucking movie? I felt like I was dying each minute that passed in this film. It's an awful shithole film. It's a good lesson for any filmmaker going for, but no, Disney's doing this anyway. Disney's actually didn't learn. This is how you shill and just put out bullshit and expect the audience just to go because the IP is popular. They knew people were going to go to the theater because Batman and Robin was Batman is Batman, so people are going to show up, but they could put out dog shit and they're going to say, eat it and like it. That's what Disney's doing with their Star Wars and Marvel.
Well, cursed by a great marketing department too, and how much money they had. They had too much money in this movie, and they didn't know how to make any of it look real. I don't know what happened in that movie.
Before Arnold, I forgot Arnie's in it too. Yeah, awful, awful.
The Ice Edge.
Arnold sounds like he's drunk on his fucking on scotch and smoking cigars.
And you get why they like the world didn't quite understand what to do with superhero stuff yet. Like it's not like today. It's like back then when they were making these movies, like they knew obviously Batman existed and whatever. They could make a super serious, semi-serious at least movie. But now I think they were like, let's make one for the kids. You know, we made Batman, which is sort of dark, but kids could go to. Batman Returns was real dark, too dark for a lot of people. My parents wouldn't let me see it in the theater. And then Batman Forever was like,
never let racism be a dictating factor. Ever. What are they talking about? Well,
and then with this one, they're like,
black, you racist fuck. No, actually, I know what it was in parents groups.
Here, I got it on my list, so I won't go into it right now.
Well, you're right though. They absolutely listen to parents over fucking quality. I mean, yes, Batman and Batman Returns. Obviously, we know that Batman is a comic book character, and we understand that. But Tim Burton's vision for Batman, he had to bring it out of the Adam West time, where it was a jokey Batman. And he's in, the tights and Hawaiian music. So he was trying. It was more oriented for a PG-13 crowd versus like a 5-year-old. But then they come out with Batman Returns. The parents go, my child was crying. He's like, what kind of pussy kid are you raising? But anyway, they're still taking to go see it. Go.
He was crying because when he saw you in the shower that one day, you looked like Danny DeVito's penguin.
Yeah, or your vagina did. Whatever. But at the end of the day, like, go take him down the street. Go see Care Bears. Fuck you. Never ending story. Don't fucking come over here and bullshit. And then they made Batman Forever, and they were like, be a little bit more kid friendly. Then it was all the way.
But there were so many sexual undertones in Batman Forever.
Well, yeah, and you know what?
Like we let a gay make this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, dude. I don't think. I mean, yes, Joel Schumacher was the director, but a guy that literally made Lost Boys and Phone Booth and things like that. Are you telling me this was all him? No way, dude.
Yeah. No, and it had a sinister undertone. There was moments in Batman Forever that were pretty adult, like honestly.
What really made me mad too is if you take someone like Victor Freeze, dude, Mr. Freeze is one of the most tragic villains that Batman's ever had, like ever.
Yeah.
And you turned him into an icicle joke motherfucking making big giant man. And like it never made sense. Like Bane looks smaller than fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze.
Well, but I mean, really, if you think about it, it fell on its face so that Batman Begins could live again. Because taking that whole thing and doing the antithesis to Batman and Robin with what Christopher Nolan did actually paid off a lot.
You're right, dude. Batman Begins was like when Brandon Lee goes to the graveside of Shelley and she comes and rescues him. That's what Batman Begins. Batman Begins was essentially Shelley coming to the grave.
Like, 100%. And we all felt that way seeing the trailer for Batman Begins too. That's how bad Batman and Robin was years and years later. Sitting in a movie theater, watching the Batman Begins trailer come on, we felt like the little kid in us that died so many years ago reawoken. And honestly, it just something just lit up inside me. I was like, we can come back from this. Yeah, there is hope.
You only get what you give came on in my head. You only get what you give. Don't give up. You got the music in you.
Dude, I literally heard that song today, and I was thinking to myself, that part was like, come on out, we'll kick your asses. Like at the end of the song. Like, that is so weird that this like
that's what people
do. It's like, we'll kick your asses.
Yeah, that's what the people that are defending Star Wars Acolyte are doing right now. We'll kick your ass if you keep on going after Acolyte.
Which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just so weird to hear that voice say that. It always makes me laugh.
The only thing I'm getting mad at is like I've heard apparently there's been a targeted like campaign now to remove YouTube channels and deplatform them because they said Acolyte sucked.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't mean that's understandable.
Oh,
Shit, that's all dumb. I meant the guy in the song. But no. So my number 3 is going to be, and this like, hear me out on this. There's a caveat to this. Caveat. Conor McGregor's tits.
Cabrera.
Yeah. I don't hate this movie, and I do think this is a good movie, and I hold its lore and what it means to horror very highly. It's on a very high shelf, and its importance to horror. I love the movie today. I don't think it's a great movie to watch today, but I think it's a legendary horror film. But when you're talking about sitting in the theater and the credits roll and you feel something and you die, you feel that childlike sense of wonder the movies are supposed to give to you. You feel it basically become Kevin Bacon's son at that gas station in Death Sentence. It dies a cold, mean death. And that's what happened when I saw the Blair Witch Project in the movie theater. Great experience. Like top to bottom.
Kind of. Like, I don't know. Because the importance of it is large.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not the movie itself. I'm talking about that first time I watched it.
Oh, yeah.
I had to let the world waft over me afterwards. But leading up to this movie, I've talked about this 1,000 times, so I'll be brief. But this, like, I had a true scare with this movie in that I came home one day, got dropped off. My parents weren't home. It was the middle of the night. And I just turned on Sci-Fi. And they're doing those little clips and showing bits and pieces of the movie and doing a documentary as if it was real. So for the longest time, I thought that this was actually a documentary and they were presenting it as real until the day before the movie came out. I saw the cast on like Jay Leno or some shit. And I was like, oh my fuck. Like that literally scared me to my core. Like I was obsessed with it. I was on the website. I would talk about it incessantly. We were pretty obsessed with this movie and like looking forward to it.
I mean, it's one of the best viral marketing movies of all time.
Absolutely. So, and the day was awesome too, because there was this girl I liked and it was 99. I want to say it was 99. I could be wrong about that.
90, it was 99. Yeah.
But like her mom took us all in her van, took us to the first theater, and it was such a big deal. It was sold out. So we had to go to the Kentucky Theater, which was the first time I've been to the Kentucky Theater, and it's old school, like these giant curtains. It's super creepy in there. I was literally scared going into this movie. We're in line to walk in, and this woman comes out screaming, and the theater's packed with people waiting to get in. This woman comes out of the theater, waving her arms, screaming, about to pass out. And she was like, oh my God, it's too much. It's too much. And like, I was like, oh my, we're about to be fucked. Like this movie's about to scare the piss out of my little wiener. And then we go in and I watch the movie and we know what happens and it ends. And I'm sitting there going, I just got so amped up. And then obviously that movie's what it is, but no, when it ends with him staring at the wall and like, yes, I literally felt my soul leave my body. I was like, there's never going to be anything good on earth again. But it was just for a little bit. And then I got over it and I realized that what they did was still pretty special.
I will give you that. It was a great commercial for Dramamine. Because if anything else, that fucking made you motion sickness as fuck, dude. Because that was before they didn't have a gimbal or anything to steady that camera. That shit was like, God, dude.
And again, let me read it one time. I love the Blair Witch Project. I love it, but I'm talking about instant disappointment.
Mike's like a proud parent. Then he finds out, he's like, you know what though? I really was disappointed when I found out that you suck dick for crack. I still love you. Still love you. I love you a lot, but I can't let you into my home anymore when you smelling like semen and crack.
That was a part of my past conversation with my parents. I didn't expect you to share.
You know what? It's behind the music without the music. I figure we were being honest. No, but I agree. I get what you're saying. I couldn't put it on the list. I think it's amazing, but I understand what you're saying though. Like generally speaking, everyone thought the ending was going to be some epic moment, and it really wasn't. It was kind of I do get that.
It's a specific moment of disappointment, but still.
My number 3 is going to move fast, just like my sex. It's just Jason Goes to Hell. We've already talked about it at length. Don't need to talk about it too much more, except to say that it's got one of the best posters of all time and one of the shittiest endings of all time. Let's just say that. Well, actually, it doesn't have a shitty
except
ending.
For
and you know what's cool about that ending, though? I will say it's cool. Kane Hodder actually had the Freddy glove on, which is cool. But anyway, that's just a little bit of lore that was cool about it. But otherwise, it's just a big piece of shit that somebody forgot to flush out the toilet.
Yeah, the Necronomicon's in that bitch too.
Yep.
My number 2, I will also be semi-brief on because we've talked about it. It is the Power Rangers the movie.
Yes. Yeah, you're
same
going higher.
Said, just one thing I want to add to everything we said about it earlier is, again, amazing marketing. The toys, man, I literally woke up thinking about those goddamn Power Rangers toys. They were like $8.98 at Walmart with the chromed out.
They're good.
And one of you sweet fucks actually sent me the whole set. They were the gigantic ones, but it was still cool to see them in person. But the regular size ones and like the chromed out costumes, and you saw like we're taking the Power Rangers, because that was the one thing about the Power Rangers, right? Like we all were obsessed. And if you didn't grow up in this time, you don't understand. But like kids that age, it was everything. Every kid was watching it. Every kid was playing it. We were coloring it in school. Power Rangers obsessed, the lot of us, everyone. It was endless. And, you know, I couldn't really afford a lot of those toys. Like I could get the figurines though. So, and I would get those figurines and I just obsess over them and I loved them so much. So when you went to the movie and they didn't even fucking use them, they're wearing goddamn Sheiks like Arabian Nights, like walking around the sands.
Pants, I know.
Yeah. And it's just, and what that movie was supposed to be, because the one problem with Power Rangers was we loved it. We loved the fighting scenes, but everybody could tell it was, you know, the dubbing was bad and there was a lot of just really bad quality in the Power Rangers.
Yeah.
But we thought they're going to take what we love about the Power Rangers and they're going to pump some money into it and some drama into it. And this is actually going to be the greatest thing ever. And I remember begging and begging and begging, please, can you take me to see the fucking Power Rangers? And I was out with my mom and my sister, and they were looking at horse shit or whatever. And I'm just like, fucking looking at my clock.
Looking at horse shit.
Yeah, a little poop. I spent a lot of my.
They were just staring at it.
I spent a lot of my life around horse poop, actual poop. No, we were looking for like a horse trailer. They were buying something or whatever, and I was just all day long, dude, just tense, thinking they're gonna forget, they're not gonna take me, just sweating, looking at the clock, thinking I'm not gonna do it. Finally got to see it, and then you finally get there. You go through all that work, and you sit there and you just deal with disappointment, and it hurt deep in the fucking gut, man. It hurt real bad.
Yeah, it was bad, dude. Yeah, I felt like Lord Zed and Rita had won. They finally won. My poor Rangers come to me.
And again, it's not terrible, but for us, it was.
It was bad, dude. Yeah, but as far as like what they hyped it to be and what it, dude, this is a company, Saban Entertainment, paid a fucking licensing fee for Van Halen. Say higher and higher, and then you fuck up. You can't even. Nothing that happened in that movie is fitting for Van Halen, and you do a disservice for using it. Fuck you.
Yeah, dude.
You don't ever make a Power Rangers movie that badly and say we're gonna put Van Halen on it. Fuck you. Anyway, okay.
Absolutely.
So we also talked about this at length, so I'm not going to go too much into it, but it's Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I have it higher on my list because it was one of the biggest major disappointments I ever remember seeing in the movie theater, because I was so hyped up about the 95 follow-up, Mortal Kombat. I was like, man, it's going to be great. I saw, you know, you had the pictures of Ermac, and they had fucking Rain, and they had like Motaro, and then I thought I saw Kintaro. Like, I was all that shit. It's like, dude, it's going to be like my favorite games. It's going to have all my shit in it, and it's going to make sense. Because Robin Shu's coming back. Robin Shu. and no, the only Shu in the movie was the fucking movie itself.
Every time you say Robin Shu, I just want you to know I think of Elizabeth Shu. It's very confusing.
Well, he's a very sexy Asian man, Robin Shu. But I think that, by the way, if I got that name wrong, I'm sorry, but I know it's Robin. But anyway. Yeah, dude, what a gigantic horse shit in your mouth. Like, goddamn, it's like literally like pissing your pants in school and someone finding out and then making fun of you. The whole class laughs at you. Like, the whole school laughs at you. Like, I don't know what it was. It was just embarrassing. I was embarrassed as a small child that the filmmakers made this movie. And they're saying, I was embarrassed for the actors in them. I was embarrassed for the people lighting the fucking scene. I was embarrassed for the person that goes like, Act 3 or whatever.
No one was lighting that.
No, nobody lit that. No, the devil lit that in hell. But that's what it felt like. It felt like something that was produced by Little Nicky. It was so stupid, dude. It was.
I don't think I ever watched it again. Like, honestly,
I did. I watched it. I watched it in the theater, and then I think when it came, because that's back in the day when you had to wait to go to the movie theater or to the Blockbuster Hollywood Video to rent it. I rented it when it came out. Just like, I'm going to give it another chance, because back in the day you just didn't get to go see it when it, movies were like a special treat when you got to go see a movie. So when I watched it, I was like, okay, I remember. it's like maybe it's not gonna hurt if I stick my finger back in that electrical socket. Let me just check it out. I was like, yeah, my hair looked like this after I was done. That's what happened. It just shot straight up.
We already talked about my number one too. It's Batman and Robin. Literally everything that I said about Power Rangers to the T applies to Batman and Robin. All the toys, you bought the toys, you begged to go see it, you got your ass in that theater. It was an event for us kids, man. You had Gotham City on the soundtrack.
R. Kelly, before he did
City of Justice. And you know what? Thank God he didn't disappoint us, right? At least R. Kelly is a good human being.
I think so.
I think nothing bad
he's
ever
a great
came.
leader of our church.
Yeah, he's probably somewhere leading the choir right now.
I think so. Building houses for people.
for some reason I have to pee. Listen, the soundtrack was great. The suits were dope. They kept giving us these new badass looking suits with the new toys and everything. And we just thought it was going to be Batman Forever on steroids. And it was Batman Forever on steroids, but the wrong kind. The wrong kind of fucking steroids. It just deep disappointment as a child.
Yeah, that movie. Even George Clooney's like regular suit. I hate it that they took out. Like they blacked out the entire bat symbol on his chest, which I was like, like the Val Kilmer suit minus the nipples were fine. I mean, it was still a cool looking bat suit, but it
that
still
steely gray one was dope.
That was that was all right. But Batman Forever, the opening Val Kilmer like bat suit looked good. I didn't mind that. And then in Batman and Robin, they made it all black, completely black, and I was like, that's fucking dumb, dude. I get it aesthetically. It make me like it actually makes sense. He's like hiding on rooftops, but this is like some fucking fruit flavor by the fruit fucking goddamn like movie. There's no way this motherfucker's gonna be hiding in the shadows taking down dudes or anything like that. Maybe
it's also it's the gift that keeps giving too, because like for years, dude, even as an adult, when I had my own children, I'm like, I'm gonna show you the Batman movies, and I pop in Batman and Robin, and I think, you know what, maybe it's not that bad, because I just remember those cool like publicity shots and toys and shit. And I pop it in, and I always say, I don't know when it happens. It's probably the ice skate scene. There's nothing that will ever fix me as a human being after watching them hit the button on their shoes that turn into ice skates. I don't think I'll ever be a real man again.
Dude, the opening scene, I knew something. I was like, it's like when he's like, Dad, are you drunk? Was at the opening of the cave at the cave, dude. When he's like, I want a car. Chicks dig the car. It's like, this is why Superman works alone. I'm like, are you okay, Dad? You sound weird. Like I knew something was off at that moment, and of course it was a train wreck from there. But yeah, I agree with you 100%. But my number one is going to be a movie that we haven't discussed here at all, but it's 1000% my most disappointed movie. I can't believe it happened, and it really did just say, suck this big old unicorn dick. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 will be the number one most disappointed movies I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'll tell you what, because Halloween 1, Rob Zombie, I had issues with it for sure. The first 20 minutes of that movie is dog shit. I don't like the backstory of Michael Myers. I never did. I don't like that little boy. That little boy looks like he like, I don't know, would like steal out of your mom's purse and like go get like fucking, I don't know, put gum in your hair. I hate that kid. That kid looks like he smells like farts. I just don't like it. And I don't like that. More
specifically, he looks like he smells like butt crust.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, farts, butt crack,
like
flies,
farts with actual matter,
whatever.
property.
I just don't like that kid. And so beyond that, Malcolm McDowell, decent Loomis, not a bad Loomis at all. Didn't mind him that much. Didn't like the long hair. He'd be like, "What are you doing, Michael? Come over here. I got something to show you in my satchel bag." No, I hated all that shit. Okay, but
this parakeet's been ripped.
Yeah. Now, when you get to so everything was, other than that, everything else about Michael was cool. Like the movie was very high octane, violent, very different version of Michael than we'd ever seen before. You didn't know if he was human or supernatural. He played with that a lot. He did a good job. Michael looked good. I'd never seen Michael that big. I mean, it was great. I mean, it was cool. And it was like, oh, it's a new generation of Halloween. This is going to be a new chapter. And then you get into Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and do the opening sequence at the hospital. It's some of the best Michael Myers shit of all time when he's in the hospital. It's some of the best Michael Myers shit ever. And then Rob Zombie's like, I want you to smell my unwashed dick when I put it in your eye. And then it's like, it's a dream. It's all a fucking dream. And he's really just a hobo with a big beard that like kills people at strip clubs and walks down the street in a smelly like pee pants. And then Loomis is a self-absorbed asshole. And all he wants to, because like, did I sell more books? I need to sell books. Books. Buy my book. Michael's out? What do you mean Michael's out? I bet I'll go down there and talk to him. No. And that's the barn scene. What a piece of tragic shit this is. And you know what it is? I understand that Rob Zombie got contracted in to do this movie. He didn't want to do this movie. He was obligated to do the movie because they were like, we're going to sue you or breach of contract. So he just decided to take a dump all over it. Just let him fucking go and hire someone else. If he didn't want to do it, or also Rob Zombie was wrong in this way too. This is why I didn't respect Rob Zombie. If he had just said, fuck you, I'm not going to do it. They weren't really going to sue you. They would have just fired you and moved on. But he didn't. He chose instead to make an example out of fuck the studio, fuck the man. I don't wash my hair. Look at me stand.
Yeah, well, congratulations. You owe me $10 for my ticket, asshole.
You fucking greasy stained shit fuck. You could have just walked away, and instead you chose to shit on the fans that actually paid money to go see a Michael Myers movie because you were making a point. I don't know, dude. Like, and you know what? I know there's some love for this movie. I don't know why, but there is. And I'm not shitting on the people that like the movie. I'm just saying, for me personally, watching this movie as a Halloween fan, as a classic Michael Myers fan, or even as a Rob Zombie Halloween fan from the first movie, going into the second one was a total slap in the nuts, a dick flick. It really was. Not a flick pick, but a dick flick.
The reason I couldn't put it in my top 10, and it is in my honorable mentions, but like, the reason I couldn't put it in my top 10 is because I drank a little bit of the Kool-Aid. I put it in my mouth. I switched it around a little bit. Realized that Rookie of the Year kid came in it and then spit it out like Stifler in American Pie. Finally, but after the first time I saw it, I thought, did I just watch a masterpiece? And it was because they broke my fucking brain. Took Katie to see it at the drive-in. I was like, you don't know. People are wrong. This is gonna blow your fucking mind. Watched it a second time and sat there the whole time like.
No, you were like,
I have no idea what I'm fucking watching.
You were just
right
like,
now.
yo, dude, I forgive you, and I think anybody would. You were like Tommy. You were you couldn't help yourself. You were like,
thank
Tommy.
God.
You were like Tommy.
Didn't have a channel yet because I didn't embarrass the shit out of myself.
Sorry, guys, I couldn't think straight. I was under a spell. No, listen, and you know what? People are like, well, yeah, but if you look at it like, and it's not a Halloween, fine, okay. If it wasn't called Halloween, cool. Then don't lie and say it's Halloween because it's not. Don't fucking put him in there as Michael Myers because he's not Michael Myers. Don't put your stripping fucking wife on a unicorn dancing around in dreams and shit and call that art because it's not. I could take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed. I got time. But for your father's sake, don't fucking sit there and say it's a great Halloween movie. Yeah, whatever. But that's where I'm going to put it on. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is absolutely, for me, in my opinion, one of the most disappointing movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and I'm right there with you. I was thinking I had a list of honorable mentions, but I actually think what you said earlier is absolutely correct. I think there should be a part 2 to this. I think we should actually do a part 2 to this and do another 10 more disappointing movies. So I'll save the honorable mentions, but we do want to know as we go out through the night what your all's most disappointing movies of all time has been. But yeah, that's our top 10. And I agree with every single movie on your list. We had a lot of crossover, which is typical for us. But yeah, dude, disappointing movies are the fucking worst. They're the worst.
And by the way, I'm gonna like remedial what I just said. I'm going to say, oh my God, look. I was going to say maybe not the most, if we're going to do a part 2, maybe not the most disappointing, because then we could take a part 2 and then maybe out of those 2 lists we can find the most disappointing. I don't know, it'd be something like
it's just like 10 more disappointing movies or something like that, Yeah. And then we can go back, take a look at this list as well before we do it. But I think that'd be really fun to do because there's a lot of disappointing movies. Shit hurts, love hurts. Love stings, Rob Zombie. Independence Day 2, dude. Yeah, that was disappointing as fuck. Didn't even have Will Smith in it, which these days is more of a plus for me, to be honest with you. But at the time, it was like, how are we not even gonna have Will Smith in Independence Day 2? That's crazy.
Apple juice time.
It's time for Jay to imbibe in the drink.
But the apple juice. Yeah. But I'm sure that what's cool about that list is that I think a lot of people are going to be wildly different. Yeah. And I like that. That's a lot cooler to me than, it's like your top 10 favorite movies of this decade. I mean, we still like doing those. We still got 2 more decades to go, or 2 more years to go.
Yeah.
For our 90s.
It was an emotional list to go through for me. Like it was an emotional based list. Like going back to like really thinking about like what hurt the fucking most, like what really fucking hurt your dick the most, But yeah, bad times. But it's happy times being here with you guys. Courtney Reed has gifted another We Watched movie.
I did that one. I did that one earlier.
All right.
I think I did. I think. Well, shit, I forgot where I left off.
I'm kidding.
What'd you say?
Which one? I said I'm just kidding. He didn't actually do it a second time.
Oh, so it's like that's. I mean, Courtney's a kind man. I don't remember where I left off actually. So I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter.
He's a giver in the bedroom. You said so. Yeah, and you were right, Tanner. It was a fucking pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, it was Tanner.
By the way, super fucking sweet guy. I just want to say that super sweet guy, and we had a great time at karaoke at Scarefest. Again, it's one of those things you get there and it's kind of it's a little awkward. People aren't quite singing yet. Then you start singing, and then all of a sudden, before you know it, the karaoke guy's like, "No, I'm done. There's no more room." And you're like, "We're going to another karaoke bar." So we left karaoke and went to a second karaoke bar, and then had way too many drinks and woke up questioning why they let us out of the house. Specifically the women. But Rootin' Tootin' Texas Tootin' says, I'm a dadgum government business magazine boy. Company I work for had a whole article and a picture. You could tell I was going off the shine. It was pretty baller.
Now I don't believe in a goddamn word you talking about rooting to. You got to know how to read and write to work for some fucking magazine. Ain't nobody been more. You've been collecting magazines out of the dumpsters again. Come on now, rooting to. You better than that.
I did get gone getters. Gary B, I finally saw Alien Rom today. By far the best movie of 2024.
Oh,
Deadpool
Wolverine is probably still going to be number one though, man.
But I'm glad you liked it, dude. I thought it rocked shit too. Michael Parton is a member for a month.
Oh, hey, Michael.
Happy anniversary. Is there going to be a spoiler stream for Beetlejuice? I guess we got to figure out how many spoilers there's going to be, right? Is it going to be a spoilery movie? I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess because people are going to be curious about like the whole thing with Winona Ryder's character and like why she summons Beetlejuice back. I mean, the trailer pretty much gives you kind of the reason why, but not exactly. Maybe.
Well, and good news about that. Jay and I are meeting up tomorrow in person. So the Beetlejuice is going to be our first review back in the same room, video style. So that's going to be a fun one to do. We're both seeing that tomorrow. Hey, will you get me, Jay?
Of course, I mean we did do the Crow, but that was a stream. So we were gonna try to set it up as like an actual regular video format, but we didn't. It was all fucked up. But anyway, you know what? I'll tell you what, Michael. I would imagine there probably might be room for spoilers, because it's been it's been like 30 plus years since Beetlejuice was ever around, so it probably does warrant that. So who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Totally gonna touch Jay's wiener tomorrow, just so you know. Just so you're prepared for that to happen. Maverick Media says, hey guys, can I get a Loomis to give me a goddamn you Maverick shout out that I can clip it and attach it to my YouTube videos? Took a break from making vids, but I'm mounting a comeback. If you're going to mount, you got to pay extra. Saddle up, partner.
Yeah, that's okay, Maverick. Let's saddle up and
let me make jig for you. Jig big for you. Jig dicky.
Goddamn you, Maverick. I got to be a little quieter because I can't do it as loud, but I mean, I hope you have a good one, Maverick.
Now show us your dick.
It's going to take at least $5 more for
that. I'm like Jay's like Julie Roberts. There's no kissing on the mouth. Damn, Taurus says, what's up, boys? Can't lie. I'm fucked up. I'm fucking hyped for football. It's Raiders week for my Bolts. Can't wait. Who y'all got tomorrow? KC Baltimore. That is tomorrow as well. We're gonna have football in the background while we film. Baltimore. I hate Kansas City.
Well, I love Kentucky chicken and KC Kentucky chicken. No, I don't know. I have no. I'm not going to root for Kansas City, dude, at all. Like, fuck them. I don't. And it's only because of what's his name. His girl. It's just his girlfriend, their brother, whatever the asshole's name is.
Travis Kelce. I can't stand him either. He's like.
Is it Kelce? No, the quarterback.
Oh, Patrick Mahomes. You're talking.
Yeah, Mahomes.
Patrick and Brittany.
Yeah, I'm a TikTok star, and my brother's a fucking quarterback. Yeah, but what do you do, bitch? Nothing.
I always liked the Chargers, dude. Like I did, but I cannot stand their new coach, Harbaugh. God, I hate him. So I'm not gonna be able to root for the Chargers this year. I apologize. No, I like the Ravens, dude. Can't stand the dude from Michigan. God, I hate him.
The Ravens. I used to like them when we had Ray Lewis, but otherwise, I don't give a shit anymore about him.
I like his brother, but Michael Parton says I've currently been playing the casting of Frank Stone. It's based on a character from Dead by Daylight.
I didn't know they made a game. Oh yeah, I think that. Yeah, I remember something about that. The casting of Frank Stone. That's cool. I didn't know that was out yet, but yeah, it looks cool. Listen, supposedly Dead by Daylight is going to make a movie at some point, which is going to be wild and wacky. There is a story there. It's strange and nobody really understands it, just like my understanding of women. But it's still going to happen. But we'll see if it's going to be any good or not.
Someone should make a movie about finding the mythical clitoris, because I do hear it's out there. I just don't know where.
It would be it would take as long as like James Cameron on Avatar. It would just take forever.
Also, speaking of which, the Minecraft movie trailer came out today. Wow.
It looked like shit.
Dude, it's some of the most cringe shit I've ever seen.
I never played Minecraft, so I don't know. Maybe it's
I
know that Concord game got shut down. Sony fucking pulled that dude after 19 days of being alive. It was $100 million fucking game. And they refunded everybody. Concord, and apparently Concord.
Somebody mentioned that.
It's featured in Minecraft movie with Jason Momoa. Well, yeah, dude. Like literally, Sony. It had been out for 19 days. It was a dog shit game. Nobody wanted to play it. Like at the height, it was like 600 people were playing it. It was a multiplayer online game, and it cost $100 fucking million. And Sony.
How'd they fuck it up so bad?
Virtue signaling. shit like that nobody wanted to play it. Bad marketing too. On top of it,
so there could be some money laundering.
Characters didn't really. It wasn't appealing, and there's a lot of problems with it. And then and they were just being unapologetic to the fans. They were like, "Fuck you, fans! If you don't want to play it, I'll play it." Like, bitch, you use someone else's money to make the game.
You want to watch this movie? I'll watch it. I'll just sit in my room getting baked and watch it by myself.
You think that you're Sony's child? He's like, I'll spend daddy's money the way I want to spend daddy's money. No, you're going to get fired and never work there again. So yeah, they pulled the game, dude. They refunded everyone, and they lost this literally. Sony, it cost them 100 million fucking buckaroos.
You don't know how fat I am? I just found a potato chip in my keyboard.
Eat it.
A little potato chip.
Eat it.
I
actually
touched my tongue.
I was gonna see if I was gonna have it now.
Oh God, I haven't eaten potato chips in a while. That's pretty old. I think no, dude. But the Minecraft trailer, oh my God, like
I had no.
Literally, it's Jason Momoa with like bangs.
I saw that. I saw a picture of him,
and I don't even know what's going on in it. And then all of a sudden, there's cute sheep because they're selling toys or whatever, like doing and then Jack Black shows up and he's like, "Hey, I'm Steve," and he's literally just doing the Jack Black thing because he only has one thing anymore. So he's just like, "I'm Steve."
I thought he might show up like, "Hey, did you shoot a president today?" Oh, you missed.
It looks like a that was the other one. That was Kyle, by the way. That wasn't Jack Black. But I know. But no, dude, it just the whole thing felt like one of the fake Tropic Thunder trailers. That's what it felt
like. I don't listen. Maybe if you love Minecraft and like maybe I don't know. I have no idea about what Minecraft is. So
it just looked badly produced. Gary B said, "Let me in the fucking house." Mark Wahlberg. Let me in the fucking house.
That's how
every guy, because he's screaming. You know,
every dude feels that way when they get drunk and they try to get home, and then like they're banging on the door. Let me in your fucking house.
Sorry, you feel that way. Let me in your fucking house. That's so scary, dude. That's actually a scary moment in that movie. Like it's actually
Fear itself is actually a very underrated horror movie. I know people are going to say it's not underrated. It actually is because nobody even everyone says The Strangers and shit, but I feel like as a home invasion movie, that movie is up there with The Strangers.
It's realistic as fuck, honestly. At the end with the home invasion stuff. Hi Jackson, what's up, Church? She says Legendary Godzilla, the nightmare. I dropped my thing. Legendary's Godzilla. I actually think I saw somebody else say 2014 Godzilla. I think the original Matthew Broderick's Godzilla is one of the most disappointing movies of all time.
Is that Legendary? Oh no, Legendary is 2014.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. But you had that soundtrack with the great soundtrack. You had that P. Diddy song. Obviously, that aged poorly, but that "Get these hoes off me, off these hoes," and they were sampling Jimmy Page. That was a huge hit. But the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, yes. Terminator 3, yes. Episode 2, yes. Blues Brothers 2000. I didn't even watch that.
Yeah, that was bad.
And Blair Witch.
Well, here's the thing. I almost put Terminator 3, but at least Terminator 3 was kind of like. I mean, it wasn't
funny.
Like, there's actually a video out on YouTube right now, and I didn't watch it, but it's out there. It says like the original plans for Terminator 3. Holy shit! The cover looked awesome. So I mean, they probably had an amazing idea that they had to cut out. But either way, and it was for me also. RoboCop 3 was a big piece of shit.
And the RoboCop remake as well.
Yeah, but RoboCop 3, I remember that was the first because that Peter Weller wasn't in it. And the guy that they replaced him with he wasn't bad, but it wasn't Peter Weller. And it was like PG-13, and it was all about RoboCop being kid-friendly. I don't know. It was just something weird about that. Like, it was like they were trying to be like we're superhero. Like, I don't know. It was stupid. But
I don't hate Terminator 3, but I do hate Nick Stahl.
Nick Stahl's a weird. Well, you know what?
I feel like that ruined the fucking movie.
It's creepy, dude. He shouldn't be. He's not like. He's like the kind of guy that you buy like porn that you shouldn't have from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like he could have been Joaquin Phoenix in 8
not like illegal porn, but you know what I mean? Like that really like bad shit. You know what I mean?
I got a tinkle and I got to change my battery real quick. We're at 8:09 on Church. Thank you, by the way, Church. Adrian Navarro is up next with something for Loomis.
Okay.
I shall return momentarily.
Okay. God damn, dude. I'm. Can you guys hear my finger moving? Scrolling. I hope so, because I'm going really loud. All right, hold on. God, give me a break. I'm going as fast as I can. Oh my God. All right. 8:09. God, I'm so fucking far behind. You know, it'd probably be better for us to like maybe read super chats as we go, but we were really into like bitching about the movies that we were disappointed in, so I didn't. Oh God, still scrolling. Mike's gonna be back from the tinkle by the time I get up to where I need to be. To get up where we belong. Oh my God, I'm going as fast as. Oh my God, get the foot. Hold on, Jesus Christ. Thank you. By the way, at the height, there's 350. Jesus Christ, there's 350 you all in here. We were almost at 400 when we were rattling on about our top 10 disappointing movies. Really, thank you guys. Amazing of you guys to be out here on a Wednesday. Adrian Yabar, there we go. It was actually 810. Mike's a liar. Loomis. Okay, so he's a young Michael hit puberty. How was it having to talk with him? How did he handle his first erections and other body changes? Crusty sucks, I bet. Oh, I think Adrian's just like, a young Michael hit puberty. How was it having to talk with him? How did he handle his first erections and other body changes? Crusty sucks, I bet. Also killing him animals, using it as lubricant. I've seen it 1,000 times. There was one boy in Illinois. Had to lock him up, electroshock therapy. Never got out alive again. All about butt fucking dead animals. I think Michael's on his way. He looks and smells like one. I don't know if that was what you're going for, Adrian, but thank you, man. Appreciate you, dude. Yeah, and I just didn't do Halloween, the Rob Zombie Halloween, the whole backstory of Michael. Fuck that shit, dude. I never liked that stuff. I never did. I don't get it. I don't like it. Adrian says, so first Joker 2 reviews are all over the place. I have no hope for that movie, to be fair. I'm not like, at first I was like, maybe some magic with Tim Pool can happen. Is that it? That's the director, right? Tim Pool.
Of what?
Of Joker.
Oh, no, it's
Tim Pool's a commentator. Fuck,
Todd
dude.
Phillips. Todd Phillips.
That's what I said. It's TP. I knew it started with a TP, but yes.
That's what I think of Tim Pool.
Tim Pool, yeah. Tim Pool's literally a commentator. But anyway, Todd Phillips. At first, I was like, oh, Todd Phillips didn't lead us astray with the first Joker movie. And obviously, Joaquin is an amazing actor. But, dude, as soon as you throw the musical shit on it, I'm kind of like, nah, I'm good. I don't know. The more and more I hear about it, the more and more I understand what they're trying to do, this experimental shit. I'm just like, I'm good. Just make it. At this point, I'm just like, why don't you just make a straight up standard sequel? You're gonna do
That's
it.
Fascinating, by the way. Let's look at that real quick because I haven't seen this yet. I'm fascinated to see what people are going to think about this movie. And I agree with Jay. Like, I lost a lot of interest when they were like, "It's going to be a musical." I'm like, "Oh, we're smelling our own farts now." Like, we're getting way too.
Like I said, I was like, maybe I changed my tune a little bit. I was like, Todd Phillips did do great with Joker 1, so I mean, maybe it'll be good. But then I was like, man, I don't know. And I'm like, but why the fuck you gotta have musical? Like, why you gotta have them singing and shit?
I'm glad. Hey, thank you for bringing that up, Adrian, because I did not know that. Let's look at these together and see what they're saying.
A lot of fresh. All these. Oh,
so
wow.
it's 60% fresh right now. Serengeti Secondoni Pasta says Joker followed the Dukes is obviously absolutely not what you expect it to be, but that's not a bad thing. The story of a man who refuses to be anything but himself right till the very end, and that's what makes this Joker sequel so deliciously subversive.
Dude. So deliciously subversive.
I'm not going to eat it.
Yeah, so delicious, so appetizing, so unappealingly raw. Shut the fuck up.
Alex Billington says one thing that's his positive review. One thing Joker followed the does really right is how this version of the Joker is not really a bad guy. He's a mirror for society.
God, see, here's the thing. Here's what I'm saying about this movie. And you remember back when the original Joker came out, they were like scared there was going to be like riots in the street and everyone was going to go anarchist. And they were like, it was the incel movie. And it was, you know, stupid shit like that. And now also it's a reflection of society. No, I feel like what this movie should be is a goddamn Broadway movie. That's great on Broadway. Just don't bring it to the silver screen. I think I got a bad feeling. I feel like Ted and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Like, I got a really bad feeling.
Foley Ade says achieves two remarkable things. It updates the movie musical using the genre in an inspired way that shouldn't frighten fans who don't like them. Oh, that makes me feel good because I don't like musicals. I fucking hate musicals.
Yeah,
so that makes me feel good.
I don't know why that's being forced in though.
It's also that rare sequel that meets, if not surpasses, the quality of its predecessor.
No
Those
way.
are big words.
I don't agree with that at all. I guarantee you this movie won't touch the tip of what Joker 1 was. Not even the tip.
It could. I mean, I haven't seen it. You never know. It could shock you. It could surprise you.
No.
You know?
The only thing that shocked me was that a woman said "I do" at the wedding aisle the second time.
I was going to say it twice, motherfucker. Alexander Harrison said, it seems like Todd Phillips targeted Follow the Dicks directly at the audience who got a little too into Joker and made it to antagonize them. That is some croissant shit.
Yeah.
That is.
Well, let me read one of these negative ones. It begs the question: why is Phillips so reluctant to embrace that the film is a musical? Why not add a little more color, some flourish to the production design? Okay, she sounds
it's a
like
Joker movie.
I don't like. Okay, first off, I was all ready to agree with you, Hannah Strong, but you're not strong. You're weak. Men are strong. It was a joke. It's a play on words. It was from Batman versus Superman, not because she's a woman, but it is because she's a woman. But either way, no. I mean, you know what? The fact that it disappointed you and it wasn't more of a musical, I'm glad about that. But now I can't understand. Like, what are you? Like, I've seen movies like that before too, where they're like, it's confusing. Like, are you this or are you not this? Like, it struggles between two, like either a horror movie or you're a comedy or you're
Ridley Scott with Prometheus. Either do aliens or don't do aliens. Exactly. Just pick what you want to do. I love Prometheus.
Yeah, but we'll look at the next. Rory Dougherty says it is not that this version of the Joker is inherently wrong, but it is uninteresting. Please let us be done with this.
That doesn't tell me anything about the movie.
I know that's literally that's like some vanilla ass shit that you just said. Like, you probably wrote that while you were drunk and you barely remember the movie.
You know what he just said? I didn't want to go see this movie. They made me. Well, just don't review it then, Rory. If you don't think it should exist at all, what are you doing there?
I am 100% ready to eat a crow's asshole if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong and this movie is glorious and it's amazing and they do a great job and they do everything that that I expect that they should, which with a Joker sequel and the musical just enhances it, I'll come on here and be like, if Todd Phillips was in front of me, I'd be like, sir, would you like me to spit or swallow? I would 100% ask it, but I don't think it's going to go that way. I think I'm actually going to go with what Hannah Strong is saying, even though I don't care about it's probably going to be, it doesn't know what it wants to be.
Well, so, and again, I realized that I just sounded like a hypocrite there, because I'm saying, if you think the movie's not going to be great, don't go see it. I don't, like, if you had to put a gun in my head, I think that this movie's not going to be a great follow-up to the Joker. But it seems to me like what he's saying is that they shouldn't be making a second Joker film at all. And that I disagree with. I don't think a second Joker film was that bad of an idea. I don't think it's necessary. I don't think it's that bad of an idea. But to take it and make it like, oh, well, we have to be subversives. We've got to shock people.
Yeah.
We've got to really up the croissant. So let's make it a musical because that'll shock people. Why don't you just focus on making the best possible movie you can? That's what bothered me about it. But I still give it a chance.
We got to take that shit to Burger King and make it a breakfast sandwich. You know what I'm saying? Croissants it up. Well, here's the thing. I actually, I feel like it was a completely unnecessary movie. And if they had never made it, I'd be fine with it. But I just don't get it though, man. It's like, okay, if you're going to make a sequel and Joaquin has agreed to come back and it's got the same energy and you got the same kind of vibe going, why are you going to add music to it? I just don't get that shit.
Yeah, Eric Eisenberg agrees. He says an overindulgent musical that lacks the punch of its predecessor, which is kind of
well, that's weird because the other chick was saying that she didn't think there was enough musical in it because he didn't lean into it.
I don't love musicals, so like I'm not the audience for that part of it. So I think that may be the
Broadway show. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's this guy says Scott Silver's iffy bits of dialogue aren't able to be masked by the strength of the cast this time around, especially with the returning lead who, when he isn't caterwauling through endless musical numbers, appears to have slipped into eternal somnolence. That's not a fucking word.
This motherfucker
what are you, Eminem?
No, this motherfucker literally just sat here and like gave you a review using the Webster dictionary as his go-to. Like he didn't even know. I bet he didn't even know what half those fucking words meant. I like this. Here's a positive review from Brian Veneer, whatever. This film is audaciously different in style from the original. Not quite as electrifying, but bold and brilliant all the same. That's fucking scary, dude. I don't like that shit at all. Not as he's literally saying it's not as good as the first one, but boy, was it fun. Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. Like
I don't try. That's like, hey man, listen, I know people hate it, but give the Arch Deluxe a try at McDonald's.
I don't like that. So dude, those reviews didn't sway me either way to go see it or not. I think I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm like you. I hate the musical. Lady Gaga is a good actress. She was The Star Is Born. She was goddamn amazing.
Oh yeah, no, that movie. I think Lady Gaga, like as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
It actually, she's fine. Like, I don't think she's a bad actress either. I think she'd be fine in Todd Phillips' world. I just don't, she's a singer. I get it. She can actually sing in real life, but you don't need to make the movie a musical just because she's a singer. Like, they didn't make Dick Tracy a fucking musical because Madonna was cast in it.
Yeah, I felt that way too. I was like, as soon as they said it's going to be a musical and they named it, instead of just being like Joker 2, it's The Joker Falling Out of the Play. Yeah, I'm like, all right. I'm like, can I just get a fucking steak and a lobster? We don't have to call it fucking,
Yeah, I'm just here for fucking Hardee's. Like, you're naming some French ass bullshit. I don't speak French, lady.
It's a goddamn Joker movie. We don't have to put all these fancy ass pretenses on it. Like you did it really smart and cool and really thoughtful thing the way you made the first movie. And I get that people get all up in a tizzy about it because they have their certain feelings about that or whatever. But it was a thoughtful idea to take that and go, well, I'm really gonna like. I'm gonna you gotta put on your fucking fancy suit and eat this with like, we're gonna serve hors d'oeuvres at this bitch. I'm like, it's still a Joker movie, guys. Like, can we calm it down a little bit? Is how I felt, but I will give it a chance. And
I'll go see it, but I mean, at the end of the day, I really don't see it. I mean, I like musicals. I like Grease. I like Grease 2. I like West Side Story. It's the show. It is.
The guy with fingernail polish just called you gay.
Oh, you're wearing some. I didn't know. How gay?
My daughter, my 8-year-old did it, and she has the same one. So we matched.
Well, I will say that I will give you a hand job in the middle of the musical. But I even think at the same time, Joker 2. No.
I actually paint my fingernails so that when I'm giving Jay a hand job, he can pretend it's a woman doing it because he's so deeply in the closet.
I'm in the listen, I'm not only deep in the closet. I have a separate wall that is in the closet further back. I'm in Narnia closet.
He's in another realm.
I'm in another realm. Yeah, it would require the power of fucking goddamn Gandalf the Grey to bring me out.
Christopher Sampson, fly me to the moon like that bitch Alex Crampston. By the way, dude, speaking of that, I was playing volleyball the other day, and the dude.
Speaking of gay,
there's a dude on the other side of the net, and he's like 6'4". He's this huge, like, fucking big ass dude, and I not really talked to him, but I was standing there. And someone said, "Oh, I hurt my back," and I went. Doctor says the fuck out of me because I was, 4 vodka seltzers deep, and dude, I just saw his face. He went. He's like, "I need to back you out of me." I was like, half baked. He's like, "Yeah, I saw that shit." It was one of those fun moments where
he had that connection. My neck and my back, but we can settle a court right now for $50,000.
Chris says,
"I get your ass up. I haven't even bopped over there."
Movies bring people together is what I'm saying. Christopher Stanton said, I think the world of you guys, your knowledge and mastery of movies is unmatched. Please share with us how you unwind and relax. Cheers. Hey, love you, Chris.
Hey, thanks, Chris, man. Jesus, right.
Listen, even if you didn't mean it.
If we ever have a documentary, you're going to be the one documentarying our whole lives. Like, I like the way that you presented that.
I like the way you see us.
Yeah.
Pay me like one of your French girls, Chris.
I can't wait. I'll lay that way for as long as it takes. Share with us how you unwind and relax. I mean, just doing some crack. Of course,
off
safely.
Each other's assholes.
But safely. Always use a condom. No, I literally. I mean, I guess for me, it's just I play video games.
Yeah, I have sex.
That's
with
what
women.
I do. Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's ew, god damn. I mean, I'm like trying to talk like about video games. This is like queer. It's talking about girls. I literally, that's what I do. I play video games and I watch TV shows.
Yeah, I like to dress up in women's underwear.
No, that's not queer. Oscar De La Hoya does that.
Queer's great. I honestly, I play video games too. Like, that's probably what I would say. Like, if I'm stressed out, I'm like, I can't deal with this world anymore. I gotta sit down and play Madden, and then I get really mad and I throw the remote, and it just makes me even madder. But that's how I try to unwind. That's how
it was like a couple of days ago. I was like, man, I just, you know what, fuck this, fuck everything right now. And then I was like, I'm gonna play Spider-Man 2 and swing around New York, and I did.
That, or on the other hand, I don't know if it's actually healthy, but I will if I'm feeling super stressed out, like going to the gym helps me a lot. I know that sounds like a really douchebag.
Sounds like what Macho Man Randy Savage would do after he's around.
No, I like to go and I like to go throw weights around and then think about my problems, and it makes me feel like
I know that's untrue. I know he never touched Miss Elizabeth. He loved her, but I'm just saying, like, it was a joke. I don't want people like, oh, look at Jay, big man, talking shit on a dead wrestler, big man. I'm like, okay, calm down. He's not gonna blow it. Like, yeah, big man, dude. I get you.
Thank you, Chris. You're a fucking sweetheart, dude. We love you. We think the world of you too, man. Cinemaniac, thank you very much for that. I like your name. I feel like this is the first time I've seen you here, and I enjoy it. If I'm wrong about that, I apologize. We have a lot of apple juices sometimes. Hey, Mike J, love you guys, and great to see you all as always. Mike, I have a question. Can you tell me exactly what kind of camera do you use for your videos? Thanks again. Love y'all. I appreciate it, dude. It is a Fisher Price Model 27. No, I actually don't even know, dude. I've had it for so long. Let me see. It's Canon EOS Rebel SL2. Canon EOS Rebel SL2. I actually like the camera we had before better because it had a way better depth of field. I don't know anything about cameras. I'm fucking terrible at it. I just bought a new lighting setup, and I've been literally around my house crying tears of men trying to figure out how to set up this fancy ass bullshit, and it doesn't even look as good as it did before. I'm really upset. I spent way too much money on that to look like shit, but not a technical dude. But yeah, that's the name of the camera.
I use the Dollar Tree EBT 5000.
You missed that. I said it's the Fisher Price 27.
Oh yeah, Fisher Price 27 is better than the Dollar Tree 5000. But yeah, and that's why I get this beautiful pea colored light. I mean, you just can't buy it.
That's your beard tastes like piss. It's like, that's because we piss in it. Ivan Pagan Jr. Thanks, buddy. He says, hey guys, been missing your streams as of recent, bad timings, but finally made it. And may I say that y'all got that sexy pregnant woman glow. I love it. Thanks, babe. It's because we're pregnant. We don't know who the baby is. We also don't know who the father is. It's in one of our tummies. And basically what we do is every time, I don't know where I was going to go with that. I was going to say something.
Yeah. Well, I was just going to say it's the failing of our livers. It just looks like that on camera. I think it's just like the death shroud, but it just looks really happy.
Yes, it's good for your skin to die. Jay Garza says, hey guys, most disappointing movie ever was Mike's sex tape, 2 minutes long and left on a cliffhanger. Seriously, where'd you get it? Where? Because that exists.
Hey man, listen, dude, we're having a great time, Jay, and you come in here with your drunken rages and you're mad that you didn't get to see another man's wiener for at least 3 minutes. And thank you, dude, for ruining it.
They don't ever end on a cliffhanger.
And and also thank you for fucking like revealing that I didn't. I gave it to him. I gave it to him.
I ask if she did. She lies to me, and then I go get a towel. That's how it ends.
Jay Garza, I swear to God, dude, you look like you're some kind of festival, dude. I swear, dude. Next, what if you turned around in that particular profile pic and you like, hey guys, and see what happens?
Just to the dude behind you at the concert.
Just say it to all of them because you got. Hey guys,
I love women.
It's like big gulp. That's what I thought.
Florida Dan, thanks, buddy. He's also a fan of the Seminoles. I'm 4 years younger than Jay, so maybe that's why I loved the Power Rangers movie as a kid. This is the first time I heard someone around our age call it disappointing at the time instead of in hindsight. Dude, most people disagree with us, but even as kids, that's because we're better at watching movies than you guys are. That's why we're such big YouTubers, because we're geniuses.
Listen, Florida Dan. I understand that you chase after dreams and hopes of a CBS title with the Seminoles, and you guys are brave warriors, of course. But you guys will never be. You will never be a hurricane, and you will never be anything more than just a sad, lonely Seminole on top of a mountaintop, screaming about your CBS lawsuit.
Oh no!
Listen, I get it, dude. Like, here's the thing. I know there are people that actually do enjoy that movie, and I'm not saying that, but there's something about that movie. I guess as a kid, when I went and saw that film, that I was expecting a lot. Like, yes, I know it was a cheesy, corny show on TV that you watched before you went to school or whatever, but I thought they were gonna at least like Batman it up, kind of glam it up. We're gonna not have 20 minutes of coolness, which they did do with the leather. Those suits look fucking dope. But then you're going to have them running around in pajama pants, smoking peyote, like whining about them being in pajama pants. Shut the fuck up.
Take the goals.
Yeah.
And
I liked Adam. I like Adam. Like, I thought Adam's a good Black Ranger, but he was like, oh, fool. Oh, fool. So you like the kind you kiss.
I was just real fucking serious about my Power Rangers, man. Like I was a weird kid, dude. Like, I was a really weird kid. Like, most kids, like, when they got their toys together, they would pick them up and just, like, just bind them together and shit like that. And I would actually set up, like, deep movie scenes. Like, I'd have my G.I. Joes. I'd build a little mountain. And then, like, we would roundhouse Snake Eyes into a glass of water, and it would be acid. Like, there were stories. I was, like, really deep into stories and shit like that. So stuff like Power Rangers, when they came out and they half-assed us, you know what I mean? They fucked us a little bit. That shit bothered me deeply as a child.
It should be called Power Rangers the Half-Ass. That's what it should have been called, the movie. Yeah. But here's the thing: also, it could have been cool. Like, dude, they could have taken like the former, like Jason, Trini, and Zach, and they could have thrown them in the movie in some way or another. I think Trini was still alive. Yeah, I think Trini hadn't passed away yet. the girl that played the original Yellow Ranger, because this movie came out in '95.
I want to say they replaced her before that. They also replaced the Black Ranger, which is crazy.
Yeah, well, yeah, Zach, Walter Jones. But I'm saying, like, they could. I feel like in Power Rangers the movie, it felt like it should have been this epic moment where all the Rangers at this point had come together and taken on the ultimate threat. I don't know. Maybe it would have been cool to have, like, I'm not going to rewrite the movie, but they could have done a lot with that movie other than just giving us the fucking Ivan Ooze, the drunk uncle at the fucking July 4th barbecue that doesn't let the kid sit on his lap.
Yeah,
you know
fucking Ross Perot up there. But no, you're right. Most people did like enjoy it then, for sure. Jonathan Clancy says 7. Thanks, buddy. He says 7 was really disappointing because the first 6 films were great. Hey, we got a fucking jokester in here.
Get the fuck out of here because I love you so much. I don't want to kiss you in front of all these people and embarrass you.
I'm totally going to steal that joke when my kids are older and I let them watch 7. I'm like, when it's over, they're like, wow, that was amazing. What's in the box? I'm going to be like, now we're going to watch the first 6 films.
Jonathan,
great.
You're like this. You have that power. You have that power. Use it wisely.
I'm surprised Masters of the Universe wasn't on your list. It's disappointing.
I like that movie.
Florida Dan, my Seminoles lost again. That's what we're saying, dude. I bet I've lost $40 to the Seminoles over the first 2 weeks of the college football season. I believed in them. I thought they got hosed at the end of last season. I thought they were going to come out and show the world. And then when they were favored by 16.5, against Boston College, I thought the easy bet here is Boston College. So obviously something's wrong. I'm going Seminoles, and then they fucking lost.
Did you see Ohio State beat the fuck out of course they did, but Ohio,
Akron, yeah.
It was like a basketball score. It was like 54-7.
The line on that was 49. Ohio State was favored by 49, and I didn't bet it, even though I'm an Ohio State fan, because that's too rich for my blood. And they still didn't win by 49, but it was close. How about our Wildcats, dude? Wildcats looking fucking good.
Oh, wait.
I think we're going to beat Georgia. I just want to put that out there.
I'm just going to let you know because I have to go pee. You did Dan a disservice right there.
What
he asked Chalice for advice, and you turned him away.
Oh, shit. I didn't read that part. My bad, dude. Thank you for telling me.
I'll be right back.
Thank you for telling me that. All right. Watch JP and slip into. Oh, this is bad. Because my heart is in Ohio. How does Chalice take off his mind off such disappointment? I need pointers from the good doctor. Well, here's what you do. You follow the betting advice of the greats. All right. You have a couple more Oktoberfests and a couple Boilermakers. Bald spot showing there a little bit. Let's cover that up right there. I just bought some minoxidil from a young lady on the street corner. At least that's what I told the cops when they found any. This is not the point. What I'm telling you is you want to go against what betting advisors tell you. You want to double down. You want to chase it. Okay. Take everything in your life and bet it on the Seminoles in game 3. And then if you lose your wife and kids, that sucks. But now you're free to spend all your time at the strip club, blowing men behind the dumpster to get money to give to women who aren't going to sleep. Was that out loud? Turn it off. Can we turn it off? Turn it off. As a man who's known for disappointments, not in the medical field, because I'm a great doctor, you just got to drink more. Have a couple Miller High Lifes, and don't see your kids. And that's how I would deal with it. Anthony Barr, 10, Godfather 3. That's one that's up there. To me, it was unfair because I didn't see Godfather 3 in the theater, but my shit's like blurry and bright. I don't like it. See, I can't figure out these lights. That's what I was telling you guys. I don't like the way I look right now. I guarantee it. But Godfather 3, I watched all Godfather films for the first time in one sitting. So Godfather 3 wasn't that disappointing to me. I can't imagine what it was like being in the theater, but still disappointing in my honorable mentions. Green Lantern, understandable. I actually enjoyed that movie because I'm a Ryan Reynolds freak, so I had fun with it, although I understand it's not great. I thought Parallax was a good villain. Halloween 2018, I can't agree with you there, but there are some people who feel that way. Justice League, absolutely. Not the Zack Snyder one, the original one. Total disappointment for sure. Jurassic Park 3, yes. I would raise you Jurassic Park 2 was even fucking worse as far as disappointment goes, because we didn't know that the franchise was going to be stuck in ass land for forever at that point. Scoot back. Is that better? Jesus Christ, I hate the way this looks. Batman Robin, obviously. Independence Day 2. Yeah, again, didn't even have Will Smith in it. What the fuck? He made that movie. It was a big part of what made that movie. Exorcist Believer would understand, except for I could smell that movie's ass from a mile away. So I can't call it disappointing because I kind of knew it was going to be that way. Terminator 3, we talked about that one, and Alien 3. I can't imagine, like, I watched the entire Alien franchise after they'd all released. So going to the theater after having the banger that was Alien and Aliens, and then going into Alien 3, oh my sweet dick, that must have been haunting. That must have been horrible.
Wait a minute. Adrian, I just walked back in, and how dare you show yourself at Sunday dinner and come up with Justice League? You better be talking about that bullshit, Joss.
The Whedon version, I imagine.
Then I understand. You're welcome to sit back down and have some biscuit and gravy.
yeah,
it's got to be the Snyder. And wait a minute. Oh yeah, Godfather 3 was a fucking turd too.
Yeah, it was. They're making out with his own cousin. What the fuck was that all about?
They tried so hard to make that shit fucking hard too. They tried to make that guy like the next fucking Pacino, and it was awful.
Yeah, Andy Garcia, who's still a great actor, but the helicopter scene was great. That was great. Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back.
That was the only part that everybody remembers, though. And they're like, "What else happened in the movie?" It's like, I don't know.
It was all about incest. Yeah,
Michael Martin seagulls flew over the ocean.
I never watched They fixed it. Apparently, they fixed a bunch of shit and they did like a recut of the movie. I don't know if it made it any better.
I
or
don't
not.
watch it.
Mike Parton, thanks, buddy. He says, speaking of Green Lantern, this is just rumors, not confirmed. How do you guys feel about Josh Brolin as Hal Jordan? I did see that today. I don't see it at all.
I don't either. I agree with you, Michael. I think he's too old, and Josh Brolin is a great actor, and I think he can do a lot. I think he's got a face suited for comic book movies, but not Hal Jordan. Hal Jordan, he doesn't necessarily have to be grizzled, but just experience. But he's also got like this good guy. Like Brolin always looks like this hardened like guy. You know what I mean? Like he's seen some shit.
Yeah. And it is supposed to be an older Hal Jordan.
Yeah, but Hal Jordan, but even then, Hal Jordan's got like this kind of like softness to him, like an approachable, like good. He's like, hey, I've seen a lot of shit, and then I became a youth pastor, and I'm just trying to like help out the kids. I've been trying to help out the kids now. You know, I don't want them to go the wrong way. Josh Brolin's like, I was a Vietnam vet, and I sliced the man's ear off and wore it around my neck, like that. You know what I mean? Like, so Josh Brolin and Hal Jordan doesn't work. Speaking of Green Lantern, though, and I will say this, so I'm against that idea. They got to go something else with Hal Jordan. The Green Lantern movie with Reynolds, everyone hates on that shit, and people are like, why didn't you put that on the list? Dude, to be fair, I didn't like this movie, but Green Lantern's not as bad as everybody. Like, it is a bad movie, but it was all right. I enjoy it. I've seen worse movies than Green Lantern, like 100% in space movies, and they acted like this shit was like the worst ever have like to ever come close to a space movie, dude. For me, Lost in Space, the remake was fucking terrible, dude. That was one of the worst shit. Like Jeff Daniels led anyway. No, dude, Green Lantern was a little confusing for sure. I get it, but as far as a superhero film, it felt like a standard. Like, you know what? The kind of Green Lantern today would be a mid-tier Disney Marvel movie. That's
honestly, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, it had gaping holes in it for sure, but I honestly thought it was kind of enjoyable to watch.
Right. I hated the suit being digital. The suit being digital was fucking dumb.
Especially the eyes. Yeah, that was terrible. But I like the bad guy. I thought Parallax was good, and the Skarsgård kid that played him, I thought was good. Or that was in it. Jacob, I love seeing your face as always, Jacob. Thank you very much, dude. Sup, guys? New Blink music this Friday. I fucking know. I'm so excited. That Can't Go Back song makes me cry. Personal shit, it just fucking breaks me down, dude. I can't handle it.
Make me cry sometimes too.
The two new ones slap so much ass. I love them too, dude. I really do a lot. In My Head's fucking great. No Fun's fucking great. Those are classically great Blink songs. Most disappointing movie for me was easily Halloween Ends. Even after knowing about the Corey stuff from the trailers, damn it, love you. I love you
know
too,
what,
man.
Jacob, you're correct, and I love you, and God bless. #bless. You are correct. I think that, again, it goes back to the Corey character, the idea behind Corey and what he did in that movie. If they had sprinkled that seed in early on in 2018 with Halloween, maybe it wouldn't have been such a bullshit like plot point. The fact that they didn't, and they just sprung it on people and like, hey, accept this shit or I'll fucking kiss your mouth. You're not going to want it. You're not going to want it. I'm going to kiss your mouth after I've eaten pickles and mayonnaise. It's going to taste nasty. Like that. That's why
like Jennifer Lawrence.
Oh yeah, she did. Well, she did make her breath taste like. Anyway, I still would have made it. I don't care. It's like, bitch, you don't know the slums I've been down into.
I've been worse.
I have been way worse than you. But anyway, I agree. Not the worst movie I've ever seen in my life, but definitely I've really. It was in my top 10.
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your children are?
Thank God I have none.
Love you, Jacob, and I can't wait for those Blink songs this Friday, man. Church says the script Street Fighter was originally a G.I. Joe movie. The more you know. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
That actually does work. And you know what? If it was a G.I. Joe movie, I would have been like, this is the greatest G.I. Joe movie of all time. Because it literally was just a bunch of characters meeting up for no reason and fighting.
Yeah, I was thinking like that would have also been a shitty G.I. Joe movie. It's actually
I would have loved it. No, because G.I. Joe is like a kind of a jokey, like cartoon, over the top, machismo type of movie anyway, or show. Like it doesn't really have to have like a plot necessarily. It's just like, hey, Cobra Commander's bad. The G.I. Joes are good. We got Sergeant Slaughter. Let's go there and fucking beat them up. Okay,
that makes a lot of sense though. That makes a lot of sense. All right, dude, I have to set her down easy. She's like a bowling ball. She'll just run into everything and knock it over. Go that way. Go that way. Thank you, Church. I did not know that, my friend. I did not.
Thank you, Church.
Mercs Movies 591 says, imagine getting drunk, going to an apparent escort site, and then waking up the next morning with your phone blowing up from the cartel members putting hits on you.
Damn, dude, you should have filmed this shit for The Hangover Part 4. What the fuck are you doing, Mercs?
Oh my god, dude, how funny of a Hangover script would that be?
That would be perfect. That's what I'm saying. Mercs has already got the script. Jesus Christ, dude, you're leaking out fresh new script ideas right here on We Watched the Movie on YouTube live. We like to see it. You've got some talent there, son.
Dude, that I'm not even kidding you. Like, I think that would be like, because they shouldn't do another Hangover movie, but if they thought of a great idea like that,
that's it right there.
Could you imagine those dudes being hunted down by the cartel?
Dude, that would be, and you know what? It's relevant. It makes sense. People do that shit all the time. So yeah, it would totally, because that's one of the things about those kind of comedy movies. You got to stay relevant in some way. 100%. Escort site. No, people still do that shit. Like Vegas, 100%.
Yeah, now you got Kid Rock stuck in my head. Started escort service for all the right reasons. Set up shop at the top.
I don't know. I swear to God, I only know ball with the ball and cowboy.
Yeah. It's back when Kid Rock was fun before he was just a political person. Mercurio80 says, "Wow, Jay, your list is breaking my cold dead heart. I like some of those movies. They are my guilty pleasures. So die."
Well, you know what, Mercutio? If you're not with me, then you're against me. That's from Revenge of the Sith. You piece of shit.
A friend is a man who eats.
Well, I don't know. You know what, Mercutio? I would like to know what films that you are referring to that I'm breaking your heart over, because I cannot believe that you, a man of talent and grace, would even appreciate any of those movies. But I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say
I'm gay.
Yeah, it's probably Freddy's Dead, isn't it? That's probably, like, I know a lot of people love that movie. They really do. They really like Freddy's Dead because it really does 100% make Freddy Krueger the pop culture guy. But I can't, like, that movie just goes against everything that Wes Craven ever set up, like worse than even 5 did, and 5 was bad.
What I've found with us doing this channel for so many years, one thing I've learned is that no matter how bad the movie is, and I'm not saying you're wrong at all, but no matter how bad the movie is, like The Crow a couple weeks ago, yeah, I always know that if you expect it to be bad, when it comes out and you give it your review, there is always, every single cock-sucking motherfucking time, there's going to be at least one dude who's like, I liked it. I don't know what your fucking problem is. Should everything be great? Does everything need to be Citizen Kane for you to enjoy it, you piece of shit? And then if you hate something, everyone's like, why can't you just have fun at the movies? There's no winning with everyone.
Once you understand the nature of it, then you know it's predictable.
Yeah, but I didn't do it.
I'm doing the Blade thing. It's like, well, if you've not noticed, we ain't exactly the march of dimes. Like, fuck those assholes. Like, to me, you're just another dead critic.
That was pretty good. That last one.
You fucking Frost. Yeah, well, it's good to meet you, man. You're awesome, dude. But I mean, I'm offering you a fucking deal, and you're spitting right back in my fucking face. Dude, Blade, how good is Blade? The original Blade, dude. How good of a fucking movie is that movie? Goddamn, dude.
By the way, people would have hated this. Blade 2 was in my honorable mentions. I think that movie sucks shit.
I like
it. Was so disappointing to me when I went and watched that movie after the greatness that was Blade, and I saw them like super CGI blowing people up with fire every time he stabbed him like it was fucking Harry Potter. I was so out. Like, I cannot.
I'm gonna match your tit juice, and I'm gonna tell you what was in my honorable mentions. Only one, because we have to save it for part 2. H2O.
That's fair. No, that's fair. I get that. I do get that. I enjoyed it because
I feel like H2O was a Scream ripoff, and it was just cashing in on what Wes Craven had done.
You're not wrong, but you're wrong, but you're not wrong.
Right.
Jacob, By the way, we are finally releasing our first song with the new band. I'll email it to you guys when it drops. It's a mix of all different punk styles. Dude, I can't wait. I can't wait to fucking hear it. That's fucking awesome. I enjoyed what you sent me before, man.
You should put it over horror movies. You should get someone to edit like horror movies together and put your songs over them.
Yeah, Einstein Kills already has that fucking market done now, you know. Einstein Kills
my deals. I don't know that.
five and below. Einstein Deals. The Blue Yank said, "Hey guys, can Lubis and Chalice give me some advice on how to get my girlfriend to slap my carpet crawler around more often? I'm dying over here."
Oh my god,
what is a carpet crawler?
I don't know, dude. That sounds like some advanced fucking like Kama Sutra.
What is that? I'm trying to think of what a carpet crawler could possibly mean. It's got to mean your dick, right?
Yeah, your pubes will be a carpet. Your dick will be the crawler. Like a graboid.
Well, listen.
But you want her to slap it?
The best way I've found to get a woman to do something is to have kids with her and then not pay attention to the kids. And then or make sure that her dad's dead and you're investigating his murder. And then if she doesn't want to do what you want her to do, rub peanut butter on your penis and call it Mr. Perfect. Then that was a personal situation I had. Then all you do is you stand up and you say, "It's getting late. I could use a drink." And then you walk out. And then she'll come running after you every time. And that's how you fix it. You just walk away. Go to the bar.
I got some good advice for you, Blue Yank. How about no? You dumb shit. You call two people gay and then come to them for heterosexual advice? Jesus Christ, you're more lost than goddamn Aladdin looking for the Cave of Wonders. I can't help you. Shut your mouth. Go back to being a stupid yank, because that's what you are. The only blue around here is your balls.
You should give it a cooler name than carpet crawler. Just call it. Why don't you come over and play with McCracken cock?
I call mine the sneaky graboid.
Florida Dan. Fun fact: me, my brother, and our two butt fuckers forever all have different favorite Ninja Turtles. We never had an argument at the arcade cabinet. Mine is Donatello. Oh, that's easy. If you're Donatello, you probably can. Nobody ever wants Donatello.
I think that. Well, yeah, that's true. Donatello was like a definite, like, you've just cracked the code for a beautiful mind. He's like, if we all go after the most beautiful woman, nobody gets laid. But if we go after the woman that nobody wants, then we all get laid. If you've seen a beautiful mind, you know what I'm talking about. But I personally liked Leonardo, but Mike liked it. But we didn't have any fights over it. I think that for me, if you had to pick like your favorite turtle, I feel like it has to match your personality. It has to match your spirit. And mine was Leonardo 100%. Mike was
ironically, mine was
Raphael.
Yeah, which makes so much sense. Mine was Leonardo growing up, but today, as I got older, Michelangelo became my favorite.
Well, I feel like you gotta match your spirit and your heart and fart to it. Leonardo would be me. I'm not saying a leader. I'm just saying, like, by the book, like, I believe in God. Like, I feel like Leonardo would be like, hey man, like, I'm all about having a good time. But the second you talk about my Jesus, I'm gonna slice your dick off.
Splinter.
And then but yeah, like, you buy the book. Michelangelo's like, hey dude, like, I don't even know what we're fighting for. Let's eat some pizza and drink some beer. And then Raphael's like my brother, he's like, hey, I'm just gonna let you guys know I'm way too cool to hang out with you. I don't know if you know that or not about me, but I'm also a tough guy. I'll beat you up.
Damn it!
But we didn't have anybody in our friend group that was a Donatello.
That's true.
Blake was smart. Blake was a smart guy.
He could have been a Ralph or a Donatello, to be fair. Tiffany, thank you. She says, missed most of this, but Spidey 3 as number 5, Mike. We were blessed with the birth of Bully McGuire and memes galore. Oh my God, that dance. No, you're right. It's fucking hilarious.
We talked about that though.
Now. But it's like one of those things, like when you go through a horrible relationship, at the time it breaks your heart and you go into self-destruction territory and it's actually really miserable and you do a lot of dumb shit.
Yeah.
And you tear your entire life apart from the inside out. It's not very funny then. But years later, you can look back and be like, that was so silly.
Yeah, it's like the guy that everyone forgot about in the Wham, George Michael guy. And he was like, man, fuck, I missed out on so much. And it's like, oh, but wake me up. It's like, yeah, that's true. I have that.
Yeah, looking back, it's fun.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned that though. We mentioned the memes are amazing, but as far as the film itself goes, and like what Raimi was trying to do on the follow up, no way, dude, no way.
Yeah, at the time it was super disappointing. Albert, I'm Joe Grizzly, bitch.
Stop yelling.
I want to see Cillian Murphy with that Peaky Blinders haircut do that. That would be hilarious. I'm going to get a haircut tomorrow. I need one badly. The last couple ladies that have cut my hair made me look like Cillian Murphy, but I don't have that face to pull off, so I just look like a fucking idiot.
Where I'm close to is knockout haircuts expensive?
Knockout haircuts is not expensive, but it's like the Hooters of haircut places. They all walk around the short shorts and stuff like that. I've had some good haircuts there. Funny story. One of the ladies that cut my hair when MJ was young, I took her in there, and MJ was in the thing waiting, and she's cutting my hair, and she goes, "So your daughter's so cute," and she's cutting my hair, and she's like, "Do you have her a lot?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have her all the time. This is my daughter." And then she's like, "Oh," and then when she checked me out, she gave me her phone number, and I was like, "I don't know what to do."
Was she hot?
And then I left.
Was she hot?
And then
is your wife watching you right now? Blink your eyes.
And then but it was that actually happened on Knockouts. I didn't know those were still around. Actually, I didn't know there was still one of those.
Well, there is, and I'm going to ask that girl when I get there if she remembers a gentleman.
No, go to dude. The girl on Floyd's 99 is pretty good. If you go there, you should go there.
I got rid of all my 900 numbers. What was it again?
That's what I'm going soon. Okay, see you soon. Then Crin Betwin says, "Glad you're better after the panic attack, Mike." Thanks, man. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I was talking about in the review when I went and saw Afraid. Absolutely not because of the movie at all. I had a crazy fucking panic attack, and I made a joke about it. I was like, the movie's actually making me calm when I watch it because it's so unscary. But all good. Haven't had one since. Just a random fucking wild thing that happened.
When
I went to see Afraid, I was sitting in the movie theater and freaked the fuck out. Lost my shit. I mean, I kept it inside. I just sat there and sweat profusely.
It was a bad movie.
Walked out of there with mud butt. It was a bad movie. If it was actually scary, I might have died that day. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Ford Dan says, few films have disappointed me like the 3 Jurassic World films. The entire franchise literally gets worse in succession. Jurassic Park and The Lost World are the best.
You know what, Ford Dan? I will agree with you to a point. I don't like The Lost World at all. I think The Lost World sucks ass, but that's just my opinion. But I also feel like Jurassic World 1 was okay. It wasn't a bad movie. They were going they had to do something different from Jurassic Park and like make it their own, and they did. They did okay with what they had. But as far as like after that, I agree with you that the trilogy definitely like suffered. But I actually was thinking about this the other day, dude. Like, you remember we were talking about Jurassic Park Reborn? You know, like that title is stupid. That's a dumbass title. But the fact that they're going to go back and remake the movie in the Michael Crichton vision, where it's rated R and it's like a lot more gory and graphic.
Have they said that?
I thought that's what they were doing.
If they're doing that, I'm in.
Well, because the actual Michael Crichton book is way different, even from the beloved Jurassic Park that we got with Spielberg. I mean, if they're going to go back and remake the movie and make it rated R, dark, twisted, gritty, very horrific horror, more so than just action, adventure, science fiction that they did with I think it would be incredible. But I feel like The Lost World sucks. Jurassic Park, the original, is great. Jurassic World 1 is great. But I agree with you. You know what? Go fucking wave your tomahawk. I'm tired of talking to you, Dan.
Dude, I don't think there's a single good film outside of Jurassic Park in that franchise, which is crazy to think about. But and I maintain this. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what they do with the story. Now, the R-rated thing is interesting, but if they can't go back and make this new Jurassic Park look as good as the first one did all these years later, what's the fucking point?
Well,
give me your gun and your badge and go the fuck home, man. They did it 20-some years ago, and you can't do it now, then get fucked.
If you watch the original Jurassic Park, though, you can tell there are moments in that movie where he wants to make it scary, like Steven Spielberg does. Like, there's moments in that movie that they're like, because in the book, it's a lot more horrific. There's a lot more terrifying. It's a lot more atmospheric. The Velociraptor scene when they're chasing the kids is definitely a horror element. Even when the chick is trying to, when she's trying to restore the power and the raptor is like chasing her through, the back ways at the park. The fat guy that has the thing that like spits on him when he's like goes off road. There's a lot of shit on that. There's a lot of things in that movie that I think Spielberg, he read the book, and Michael Crichton was like, "Here you go," and he's like, I want to make this like fucking scary. And they're like, no.
Yeah,
we must be careful of children that come see this with their parents.
If they do that, though, I will be more interested for sure. I got a PJ. We're at Motionless Zombie at 925 PUM. Thank you, Motionless.
Jesus Christ, Motionless Zombie. You're so far away. Oh, look at that. And what I mean, like, you're so far away is like, I have not been keeping up in the super chats. On my side, I should be doing that more often, but I'm not. Jesus Christ. We're not there yet. We're not even there yet. Motionless. We're not even there yet. Oh, there we go. All right. Motionless Zombie. Thank you so much. Hey, guys. Joker 2 got a 5 out of 10 rating from IGN. Well, listen, I personally don't think it's going to be that good of a movie. I could be wrong. I really am. But I don't think it's going to be that good of a movie. I think that they, at first, I was thinking that the music part of it wouldn't be bad. But now that I think about it, and the more that I thought about it, I think it's terrible. I think it's a stupid idea. I don't know why they're going that route, but I'm not surprised. I don't trust IGN either, though. Like, IGN is a fucking zombie, like, creature that survives into the night. But we'll see. And don't get me wrong, I'm not rooting for these movies to fail at all. Like, I hope these movies do well. Like, I mean, I do, but I mean, it's just like, yeah, well, that person drank a lot and then they got in their car. So I don't know. You know, it's a terrible analogy, but you know what I mean. Anyway, gonna go away from that. JT Owsley, thank you so much. Terrify films have become overrated. It's gore porn with no script and shock value. Art the Clown isn't a slasher icon. Too much absurdity. Absurd. I'm interested in part 3, but I'd rather make out with my mom. Holy fucking shit, JT. You better film that and put that on goddamn the interwebs, because it's going to be the art house film of the year. You're like Chris Chan and shit. Fucking nasty. Don't look up Chris Chan. Well, actually do. And he's the lolcow of lolcows. Listen, I don't know anybody that put him as a slasher icon, and if they had, they've smoked themselves retarded. That's dumb. Art the Clown is not a slasher icon, nor will he ever be.
He's on his way, bitch.
No way. He never will.
Yes, he is.
He never will. He will be forgotten like the Jeepers Creepers face. I will tell you this. I don't think it necessarily. I think gore porn with no script and shock value. I think that they're like, listen, I will give you the second Terrifier 2, the second part of that movie. Definitely, I don't give a fuck about it. I feel like it was a mishmash of script. I don't care about it. I feel like it was all over.
I think your dick tastes weird. How about that?
How about you just let me fucking finish my point before I put a dick in your ear? No, but I don't think it's gore porn necessarily. I understand why some people wouldn't like it if they're going by the traditional sense of like what they consider a slasher icon. But I feel like if you watch Terrifier 1, it's not bad. It's not bad. Terrifier 2 does suck some dick. I don't care what people say. I feel like the first part's good. When you go into the angel fucking fires of the devils and the demons, I don't like that at all. I feel like they lost their way because they got too much into this supernatural idea of Art the Clown. There's a lot of, but that's my opinion. I think that you had
something wrong opinion.
It's the best opinion. It's probably the only opinion that matters. But I feel like you just went the wrong direction. And you know what? That's what happens. And when you go the wrong direction, we kind of correct that and we build a wall. And we're going to build a wall, and it's going to be beautiful.
Oh, now we're building walls. Now we're just building walls.
We're not going to just build a wall. We're going to have those fuckers pay for it and dip.
All right, Kid Rock, calm down.
I'm going to go fucking shoot a Bud Light off your mom's fucking doorstep.
The darkness. Have you seen the petition to get the Acolyte decannoned? It's got a lot of signatures really fast. It's really crazy, and people are saying if you're a real fan, don't sign it.
No.
You're a real fan.
Decannoned. You see, I saw there was like 66,000 signatures on a renew the Acolyte, which it would take millions of signatures because of the amount of money it lost the studio. Every episode cost like fucking $20+ million. $20+ million to give you bullshit like special effects and terrible writing. I didn't see decanon though. I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's already decannoned.
Like taken out of the canon.
Yeah, well, no one's going to talk about it. Like, it's that bad. They probably just hope it never fucking gets mentioned again. It was canceled after one season.
Yeah, I think that's insane, dude. Like, I think sometimes you just gotta let shit go. Like, hey, it wasn't good. People didn't like it. It upset people. It caused a lot of division and anger. I didn't watch it. I don't watch anything Star Wars though. I don't care anymore. Like, we've squeezed that tit too much. The tit's raw, and I don't want to touch it because it's sore now. You know. But I'm not surprised. Gary B, I loves starting the stream with the movie list. Thanks, man. I think that's a good. I think that
was a good idea. I do like that. I think that was good. That like lets us relax later on and not have to think about things while we're like imbibing with apple juice.
Yeah, so I feel like if we start the stream and we get to the content real quick, then the people who are just here for the content can get what they want, and then the people who actually like us can hang out. It's pretty good. I like it. Jugs says, what's up? Hey, had a great draft last night, Jigs did, and the Patreon draft did a good job. Says, what's up, favorite crotch goblins? What's your most anticipated movie for the rest of the year? Oh, that's tough.
The rest of the year?
Rest of this year, most anticipated.
Beetlejuice.
Ooh, that's coming soon for you.
I mean, baby. I mean, I actually probably would pick that because if you got to go through, like, Deadpool Wolverine was probably everyone's most anticipated movie of 2024. Alien Romulus was, I would say Beetlejuice. Like, nothing else coming after that is like, I'm like, oh my God, I got to go watch that. 100. Oh my God. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm forgetting something super important right now. Like, I really do, but I'm pretty excited about, I'm not the biggest, like, I like Beetlejuice. Like, I love Beetlejuice. It's a great movie. Yeah. I'm not, for some reason, I'm excited to see it, but I don't have like an abundance of excitement. But I know I'm missing something.
It's definitely not Joker 2.
I know I'm missing something crazy that I'm super fucking excited about. It's just not coming to me right now. So I will say the Nosferatu, because I think that has a chance to be scary as fuck.
Oh yeah, dude, Nosferatu. Like, I'm actually like interested in that. I know that we talk a lot of shit on Skarsgård, but I think he'd work that role. I think he's gonna work that role really well.
Yeah, that's crazy. We've been through so many great movies already. That's wild. I know I'm missing something. That makes me crazy. Florida Dance says, all jokes aside, butt fuckers forever. Have you watched each other's wieners? Have you ever watched each other's? Have you ever seen each other's wieners?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I've definitely seen Jay's dick.
It's like last night. What do you mean? But no, I mean, for real, like that's what guys that are friends do. You show each other. Yeah. It's not gay.
definitely seen Jay's dick before. It's got a nice dick, wonderful dick. Cinemaniac cereal.
I never seen uncircumcised. I was like, what is that? I was like, I never seen one.
Thanks for the feedback. This is Chris Cornwell, and I have my own channel. Chris's Flick Files was the name, and I changed it. Love you guys as always. Always entertaining as usual. Dude, Cinemaniac's great name. Great choice.
Yeah, I love really good stuff, dude. Very professional. We like that.
This is a lovely room of death. Part 10. I'm skipping Joker 2 and waiting for the gun burst.
Ooh, strong. And you know what? I can understand. I'm like, it's going to be interesting to see what Gunn does with the DCEU in his version. Do you trust him? I mean, he made something out of nothing with Guardians of the Galaxy. Let's be fair. Like, nobody gave a fuck about that at all. Like, nobody, like, there's no way on paper they were like, this is going to be hotter or as big as Iron Man. And he did it. Like, he fucking did it, dude. Like, let's examine it. People that are bitching about the Superman uniform, is it really that bad?
It's not, but you got to admit, some of those shots of the other uniforms were pretty bad.
No, yeah, the Justice League shit, yeah, the Green Lantern, Gardner. Oh no, it was Guy Gardner,
which is kind of silly anyway.
Hot Girl, yeah, I don't like that they're putting, like, it's already in the future, and I know that Mike and I have talked about this before. Look, let's not do the origin story over and over and over again. Let's just get into the meat of it, right? So they are doing that. But is this the consequence of that? If they already do like the origin story, then how far do we do it? You know, well, he's already part. I don't think you make the Justice League exist already. I think that's dumb, or is it dumb? Yeah. I don't know. But James Gunn's not stupid, dude.
Kind of into that.
Well, it's weird though. But if this is Justice League International, this is not like regular Justice League. This is like a different. So there's a lot more going on.
I wonder how silly it's going to be. Like, how silly is he going to get with this?
Well, here's the thing. He should. James Gunn, if James Gunn wants to capture the hearts and minds and farts of a lot of old school Christopher Reeve fans, you got to have some silly in it. because the first Superman, the original Superman movie, that Gene Hackman, the portrayal of Lex Luthor, that was a silly movie. It was great, and Christopher Reeve is still remembered to this day as the wholesome, 100% Boy Scout Superman. I feel like you got to have some of that, and that's what people want. But we'll see how it turns out. I personally feel like Zack Snyder did great with Henry Cavill, especially, by the way, Snyder's Justice League, when he comes back and he's fully and he's having fun. That was the Superman that everybody wanted to see. Henry Cavill's fully embraced. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I agree. And honestly, I was thinking about this just now, Michael, when you said that. I'll be honest with you, man. Like, when I think about, if I didn't do this channel, like if we didn't do what we did here, like I genuinely think Joker 2 is something I would probably wait for streaming. Like that's just my true. It's not that I have anything against it. There's nothing that I've seen that made me go, I really want to jump back into that world, especially as a musical, you know?
Dude, we shouldn't watch it at all and just wait for it to go to streaming. And just
I don't know,
first time.
I don't know how I feel about it. Like I'm gonna be too curious though. Like I have too much FOMO to do that, but like I don't know.
But
so Maniac became a member. Welcome to the darkness.
We're gonna say no, all I was gonna say is Michael's right though. If you're gonna pick a DC project to really, sink your teeth into, you could skip Joker 2 and be fine and just wait for the Gunn universe.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm gonna make it a mission here right now on this channel. I've tried for years to make this work,
to quit drinking,
and I just I just can't do it. I don't like pumpkin beer. I don't like pumpkin beer. Like pumpkin, it's everything I should love. I don't like it. It's too strong. It's too thick.
Forgot, dude. I literally forgot that they're selling it. Dude, that can is wild. Is that regular Sam Adams like Oktoberfest?
No, Oktoberfest is great, but I bought like a mixed pack, like a 12-pack, and this is Jack-O-Lantern or whatever, like Sam Adams Jacko.
The can kind of looks dope though.
The can's fucking great, and that's what always drives me back. But like any of the pumpkin ales, like I want to like them, and it's got like a tang to it that I just do not enjoy.
Dude,
back to the bush.
It's crazy. I was thinking about you too. I just beat Assassin's Creed 3, and in Assassin's Creed 3, you have to go and the founding fathers and shit. Like I had just met Sam Adams. And I was like, man, one day, I don't know if you know this or not, video game character, my friend's gonna drink the shit out of your beer. But no, well, it's weird. Like Oktoberfest, I always thought it was fucking nasty. I hate IPA though, but I always
thought not an IPA. It's a Oktoberfest is like a brown. It's an Oktoberfest. It's a whole beer in itself.
Pale ale. I don't, but it's thicker than like what I'm used to. I don't like it. I like my asshole is tender. So it was thicker than I'm used to. But
I will say though, Jay, at the karaoke event we went to, it was a brewing place called Pivot Brewing. It was their last night in operation, and we get there and they don't have. This is not a place that has Bud Light, Coors Light, Michelob Ultra, or whatever.
IPA.
So we get there and Jay is forced, by the way, to drink craft beer. And I'll just say this. I can say this because the place is no longer in business. The craft beer, we're standing in line because the place is fucking packed, and we're standing in line, and this sweet emo dude in front of us was like, you want to go with the cool as ice beer? He's like, it's the closest thing to like a regular, and it was thick. It was thick. It was fucking thick, and Jay drank it. And you guys know Jay when he tries any beer, he's just like, ah!
I did do that though. I mean, when I first took a sip, but I had no choice. I got sucked into the mouth of madness. I felt like 7-0.
You took down 2, did you not? Maybe
I did
3.
because there was nothing to do.
Oh, just 2?
And then I went and got you the beer that someone else recommended, like Cool as Ice or whatever. And that actually wasn't a bad IPA. That actually didn't have a bite to it. The other one had a bite to it.
Yeah, it was funny because Dustin, like I brought him a beer and he was like, he tasted, he's like, I can see why they're closing.
Well, let me take something else. I will say at the end of the day, IPA is not my favorite, but that particular IPA, like
Jay, all craft beer is not IPA. IPA is a specific. You didn't have an IPA that night.
You need to stop talking.
You call everything an IPA.
I don't care. What That's what it is.
It was a Kolsch. It was a Kolsch.
Nobody says those words outside of alcoholics. People that go to fucking bars too much say that. Let me tell you what happened with me and Tanner. I was in line waiting to get a new IPA, a new selection at the Willy Wonka Chocolate Factory because I was not satisfied. And this weird fucking dude that looked like the original House on the Hills Have Eyes, the bald dude with the weird eyes, the weird misshapen head. He was like, "Did I hear something about haunted houses?" Because me and Tanner were having a conversation about haunted houses or something, maybe Scarefest, and I think he heard, "Did I hear Scare and Fest?" And then he had this whole elaborate tale of how
literally the event we're at. Yes,
but Scare Fest, and then I think we were talking about haunted house, and he's like, "I was coming through Kentucky, and I'm from New York, and I took pictures of the tuberculosis center. I took pictures of it. Would you like to see?" Fucking very creepy. This guy was like a Tales from the Crypt motherfucker, dude. And like Tanner was laughing, but I had to do the talking because Tanner was not going to talk. I had to do the talking because all Tanner did was sit there and laugh. And so I understand completely. Let me see some of those pictures. Like, oh, I will. I like it. And then he grabbed my fucking neck, dude, like this. He was like, "I love you, boys. I love you, boys."
What?
And I'm like, "All right, Tanner, get the fuck out of here and like do a whistle signal." Like I know that you made it because we're gonna get raped. This guy, but my wife would laugh at me. She would say, "Haha." This guy was like a Dexter like he was doing Dexter narration. Like I always try to be friendly with my wife and fake emotions, but I don't think she understands me. He was very strange, dude. This guy was very, very yeah. But anyway, what a night.
Damn, I didn't know about any of that. I was inside singing "I Miss You" and Butcher.
Oh yeah, well, I came back and Tanner, I should have told. I thought that I think the guy came back. He came into the karaoke room.
Oh shit! I hope he's not one of us.
No, he's not. Trust me. This guy, the only thing he's one of is fucking the probation, like a jail, like in New York.
It was a good time though. Gary B says, "Speaking of musicals, I'm seeing The Outsiders on Broadway at the end of the month." Well, who's making you do that? I'm afraid it'll ruin the 1983 film for me. I never saw that.
Come on, dude. Come on. You don't ruin it.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, you did. It's got the one with Patrick Swayze, Charlie Sheen, Emilio Estevez, all the Rat Pack are together. Like he's got.
Yeah, I've seen parts of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
It's a good movie.
Gary, I hope you enjoy it. Mercurio has also gifted a We Watch a membership. Enjoy to whoever the receiver is. More of a picture myself.
Good job. Good job.
What? Who said that? Super fucking Tanner fucking Bowles says, "I will be at Scarefest, Q's." Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. I can't wait to hang out with you again, man.
Thank you, man. It's going to be a good time, dude.
It was seriously, it was awesome hanging out with you, Tanner. You're a good dude, man. We're so happy that you were there. Especially, I know that you had to go through fucking hell to get there, but we were happy to have you. You made our night better. I want you to know that. And Colton Candler, who's been a member for a month. Welcome, Colton.
Thank you, Colton.
For something. Favorite underrated movie score? Ooh, that's good.
I don't know. It's not Saul. It's not Saul because
I'm gonna go Prometheus. I love that fucking score in Prometheus, man. That's good shit. I mean, my favorite score of all time is The Social Network. Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, but I don't know if you can call that underrated. Probably, I don't know if you can call Prometheus underrated either. Definitely can't call Broken Arrow underrated. So one of those.
Maybe it's not like it's hard to even put it like if it's not like an actual score. 13 Ghosts. I'm sorry, not 13 Ghosts. House on Hill, like the way that like the opening where it's like it's got this weird music and it's like it's like doing this backward shit. I don't know what it was. It's weird.
House in a Heartbeat. It's great. 28 Days Later.
Yeah, I said that, but I don't. No. House in a Heartbeat and Saul get me confused.
Yeah. And Manhunter has a great score too. So I guess you could probably call Manhunter underrated. I know we named some more popular ones, but still, I love a score that's subtle. I hate overbearing scores, like the Frightener score. The whole fucking movie. I hate that shit.
Yeah.
Mike Parton says Sonic 3. I'm super pumped for it, dude. Michael loves him from some fucking Sonic. He loves Sonic, and I love that he loves Sonic.
That's cool, man. Like, yeah. I will confidently tell you, I don't give a fuck.
I've tried to see Jim Carrey. I love Robotnik.
I've not seen the first Sonic though.
Daniel Torres, bigger letdown, Dumb and Dumber 2 or Beverly Hills Cop 4, Axel Foley. Did you ever watch that one yet?
No, I haven't watched it. So I really don't have a basis, but Dumb and Dumber 2 did suck really bad. I hated that one.
To be honest with you, I like Dumb and Dumber 2. Like, it's not, dude, it doesn't belong in the same fucking timeline as the first movie. I know. But I watched it a couple months ago and I laughed. I mean, you can't put those two in a room together for an hour and a half and not have a good time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I still loved it. So I will definitely go Beverly Hills Cop 4 Axel Foley. It wasn't bad. I would personally prefer Dumb and Dumber 2. I'm definitely in the minority on that. Tiffany, you guys are perverts. No, you guys have previously. I thought previous was perverts. You guys have previously mentioned gross scenes in movies. If you're comfy answering, I'm always comfy answering. Mm-hmm. Have there been any movies that disgusted you so much you were sick? I only have one.
No, go ahead. I don't know.
Faces to Death, the first one. I was not prepared, and it wasn't that crazy because I'm sure it was fake and stuff, but like I was at Jay's house. We're sitting on the bed together. We were young children. It wasn't that gay. We were sitting on the bed together, and my mom had just given us like some Cheetos and like a peanut butter jelly sandwich. And I was sitting there eating that shit, and I was stuffing my face, and we were watching Faces to Death for the first time. And I felt my stomach literally go, "Oh God, it's not good for you." And I almost threw up on Jay's bed. That's the only time that's ever happened to me in a movie.
Meanwhile, I was making notes about, is that what they do?
This is what I do to your
butt. I know it's weird. I don't think I've ever watched a horror movie where I've actually gotten physically ill or like actually disgusted me, like ever.
Jay's wedding tapes.
Yeah,
sometimes,
especially how she fucked. It was gross. Calling other dudes names and stuff. But I was so desperate for pussy, whatever. No, I remember like Day of the Dead probably grossed me out. Like where he the head being decapitated and the mouth still moving and then the guy's guts being ripped out. Maybe Day of the Dead kind of got me a little bit.
Oh no. That's another one too. Not Day of the Dead, but one of those Fulci films or whatever the fuck it was. We watched one of those movies, Demons. I can't remember which one, but they were using chicken breast, and like the head was like throwing up chicken breast, and you could see that it was raw chicken breast coming out of the mouth, and I was like, oh
yeah. Well, I never watched Cannibal Massacre. I won't watch that shit, but like that would have grossed me out too.
Cannibal Holocaust.
Yeah, Holocaust. I'm sorry. Yeah, Holocaust. Massacre was the one that didn't get made.
It's the unmade script. Adrian, bro, what's your alls, by the way? Tell us in the comments. What's a movie scene that's a good question. What's a movie scene that made you sick? Adrian, bro, top disappointing wrestling matches: old Triple H versus old Sting, Hogan versus Warrior, and WCW Halloween Havoc, Goldberg versus Lesnar 2004, Roman Reigns versus anyone. Yeah, definitely Roman Reigns for me. That guy's the most underwhelming wrestler I've ever fucking watched in a ring. I'm sorry, but it's true.
I would say Triple H versus Sting. Because I think that I feel like it was a vindictive match anyway. I feel like Vince didn't want the former holdout, the former champion of WCW in Sting to have the belt at all. He should have won against Triple H. I think that would have been a cool moment, and I think a lot of people would have loved to have that set up for like a Sting versus Undertaker match. But the fact that they kind of were like, "No, fuck you. We're gonna have Triple H beat you." I feel like it was a bill, like a slap in the face to Sting, and Sting didn't like do anything to deserve that, like ever. Like he just remained loyal to the company that he was with. Like, and I know that Vince had tried to like lure him out there, like, "Hey, let me shit on your chest. It's just what I do." But
we are in Cleveland.
Yeah, but I pay you a lot of money. Let me poop in your mouth. And Sting's like, "No, I like WCW," and he's like, "Oh, fuck you. I'm gonna make you pay for it one day." Like Vince McMahon is like Lex Luthor. He's like the Gene Hackman Lex Luthor from the Christopher Reeve films. So I would feel like it's Triple H versus Sting, dude. Old Sting, like, dude, that should have been like that was fucking WrestleMania, dude. It should have been Sting, like in my perfect eye, in my perfect
your whispering eye,
in my whispering eye, my perfect vision of what WrestleMania should have been with Sting. It should have been him fighting Undertaker, and he should have been the one retiring Undertaker. I think that Sting should have like won and then retired Undertaker, and then like paid the tribute, and then moved. Yeah, I don't know.
I like that shit.
Yeah,
it's definitely Roman Reigns for me. I think that guy's terrible. Not as a person, just the wrestling. Super punch. Dale Torres, Jay, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings film? Personally, I go one.
I don't watch.
One.
I don't watch midget porn, man. No, I would say my favorite one is Return of the King.
That's what Jay says when he returns to the bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
Adrian Ibarra says Deion Sanders sure was proud after that week 1 win. Oh my God. With his I'll show them haters mentality. He also had reporters banned that asked tough, unscripted questions. Dude,
Yeah.
I hate Deion Sanders. Like, I think this is such a problem with college football anyways, that these coaches who are coaching kids, they're coaching fucking basically children like Dabo Sweeney, and they go up there and they make it all about them. And I think that is just the most embarrassing, just like high, like white horse fucking shit. And I hate it when and he's the worst.
Mm-hmm.
He shits on these players. He shits on these kids constantly on his own team. There's no reason why his transfer portal was so full out. And I root against Colorado every week because of that. I mean, it's the absolute worst part of college football, what Deion Sanders is doing. I can't stand it. I think
Deion Sanders was a great baseball player.
He wasn't great. He was on the Braves. I liked him as a baseball player. But dude, not just that, but they went out and they beat North Dakota State or some shit. Barely beat them. And the whole fucking coverage of entire week 1 of college football was all about Colorado the next day. I was like, this shit's embarrassing. It's bad for the game. It's bad for football. It's bad for the kids. I can't stand Deion Sanders, man. I can't wait till it's over with. Baby, come back to me. Look at Jay in his chair, just like wheeling around. I get a beer. And I don't have to leave my seat. You drinking Bud Light? Did you go with the blue stuff?
If you're gonna make fun of me, bitch, do it to my face while I make fun of you.
You literally went. You went.
Yeah, my legs don't work. Okay, I'm like Charles Xavier. Make fun of a crippled person again. Do it.
Papa Hades. Every time I see your name, Papa Hades, I think of that song, and I don't know what it is, but stop biting me. It's like, what I hate it. You know what I'm talking about? You know the song that goes, what I hate it.
No.
Well, awful, though. He says, hello, Mike and Jay. How are you guys doing? Do you have a favorite Western movie or video game? Western video game? I mean, that's got to be Red Dead Redemption. It's like the only good Western video game, right?
Red Dead Redemption 2 is
Gun.
Red Dead Redemption 2 is the best.
Yeah,
there was no Red Dead Redemption 1. That was Gun. Or no, it was
fuck me. Okay.
It wasn't I don't remember the Red Dead Revolver was Red Dead Redemption 1.
Thank you.
Yes. Red Dead Redemption 2 is actually the greatest Western video game ever made. As far as Western movie ever made, greatest is Tombstone.
Yeah. I agree
in the story, don't want to talk about it. Moving on.
But if you're looking for one you've never seen before, Bone Tomahawk is a good Western horror film that you should
That's a really good one.
Sure.
Yep.
For sure.
Before that was Unforgiven.
That's a great one too. I also love Men. Maverick Media has gifted another. We're giving them away.
We're loving the membership, guys. Thank you, guys. And by the way, also to point out, if you guys don't mind, clicking the like button helps quite a bit too.
It's down here.
Just do that.
Just put your little finger on it. It feels so good. Thank you, Maverick. That's awesome you do.
You,
and it's also you, Ivan Pagan Jr. That's very sweet of you. Thank you very much. It says, Mike J, feels like sometimes a flying dildo will touch the A's of a select few people. And for the rest, we must gather the strength to anally endure. For me, it took 2 years to rewatch. And holy shit, Batman 2022 is my dominatrix.
I love it, dude. I loved it when listen, they smacked me around and called me Sally. I loved it, dude. The Batman.
That was a ride.
Robert Pattinson, I enjoyed it, dude. And you can't argue, and no one can deny the highway chase scene between him and Colin Farrell is some of the best shit you've ever fucking seen. Colin Farrell by himself, by the way, steals the movie, in my opinion. But either way, yes, I agree with you as well. It is a sexual erotica of a kind of but here's the thing about the Batman too. I like that they focused on the detective side and that he's young and inexperienced and he's more comfortable being Batman than Bruce Wayne. This is an evolving character, and they focused on the early years of Bruce Wayne.
Dean, this is an exploding offer.
Well, yeah, but they focused on the early years of Bruce Wayne and Batman. So people are like, oh, well, goddamn. I mean, he's supposed to be all smooth and fucking goddamn Logan Paul and shit and selling goddamn sugar water. That's not the way it works. Like, it takes time to get there, and they did a good job showcasing that. He's inexperienced. He's prone to rage. He's prone to being stupid. Like, I understand that there's problems with the movie, 100%. But as far as like, is it a true representation of an actual Batman from the comic strips? 100% 100%. Like the detective side is showcased full frontal. No problem.
Yeah. I mean, it was good. It was good.
It was amazing.
It's good. It's pretty
You
good.
need to just relax your crack.
I think it's overrated, but it was good.
It's coming in. It's coming in whether you like it or not.
Someone get Robert Pattinson in the weight room, please. We don't need Hawthorne Heights as Batman.
Yeah, it's not, that's all you said, dude. It's like he better be
so true though.
If he's not yoked out, dude, he's not my Batman.
Well, motherfucker couldn't even get asked to like eat a fucking couple packages of Beanie Weenies. He wasn't not yoked out. He was fucking, dude. He was fucking the machinist. Like he was just like, oh, I just like to stay in my room and play video games all day, but magically become Batman.
He was a young Batman. He's not supposed to be yoked out yet.
Well, there's no way. Dude, literally, like a 6th grader could have kicked his ass.
There's no way, dude.
Without
like he also glitters in the sunlight. What are you gonna do about that?
Dana Flores says, "What's up, gangsters? We're going to Vegas next week. What strip club should we hit? Last one was a hit. Hashtag Reinhorn.
Damn, dude. I don't know, dude. I don't know. Like up all night, titties all out. I don't know. Like that's a good one.
Oh, up all night. No, yeah. Oh,
hey Daniel, I hope you go dressed as Beetlejuice. You bunch of losers. The professional. Yeah, like you go. Yeah, dude, do that.
Does anybody know what song I'm talking about? By the way, it goes. Oh, we're going. No. Oh, we're going up all night. I don't know where it comes from, but it's a song. I've never been to a strip club in Vegas. I've only been to Vegas once, and did not go to a strip club. Actually, I didn't understand what was so great about Vegas. To be honest with you, it's like any casino. You go to any casino and like, hey, I'm basically in Vegas. That's what I felt like. But I only went there for like 2 days.
It's like I'm basically drinking a beer on a street.
Yeah, this is my life.
They call it the strip. I call it a street.
This is basically what life is like. Only it's a little more dangerous here. But have fun. Spearmint Rhino, if you come to Lexington, Kentucky, that is our premier strip club. Yeah, that's the only recommendation I could really give.
That is premier.
I do agree. It's a good place. Expensive, but good. Maverick Media. Hey, Thor. Hey, buddy. Maverick Media says, Dead Alive got me so grossed out when I was a kid. The blood and ear and the vanilla pudding. I still haven't seen Dead for someone. That is a Patreon review we still have to do for Dead Alive.
Oh, yeah.
I've never seen it.
That's the dark comedy. Isn't like is Dead Alive the zombie, or like is it about the mother that comes back to life and like he's trying to like hide
that's
her
the
away?
Peter Jackson. It's the Lord of the Rings dude.
Yeah, it's so that's the movie. I agree, man. It was a weird movie. Like I thought it was going to be more like there was So I Married an Axe Murderer. I thought it was going to be kind of like that, but it was actually like gory. So or My Boyfriend's Back, where it was like the guy. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but My Boyfriend's Back. The guy dies. She like feels bad for him. Goes to the graveyard. Like, oh, I wish I hadn't treated you so bad, or something in high school. He comes back, but he eats people. Like he can't stop there. And there's moments of like gore in that, and you're like, what the fuck? Because it comes out of nowhere. That's how Dead Alive is. I think there's a scene with a lawnmower that's kind of gross.
I love the lawnmower singing Sinister too, by the way. It's a great fucking scene. Gary B says, Michael J, what's your thoughts on the Loomis prequel series in development? That's not true.
Yeah. I would have said that would be dumb as fuck if they were doing that. If they were doing a Loomis prequel, I only thought like it would be cool to have a Loomis like Loomis Horror Files or something like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like where he had dealt with like multiple psychopaths or something throughout his career, and you could showcase that, not like how he started. Like if you had how Loomis started in a Halloween movie, I mean, dude, come on. Like I think that's gonna suck if they do that.
I don't know. I mean, well, you've talked several times about how like the Loomis Files would be a good show.
Loomis Files, yes, about how he's dealt with like.
But you mean like you don't want to see a prequel?
No, I don't. Like I don't give a fuck how Loomis started. Let's just get to where he is. Like this.
I don't know how legit that is. Like I haven't seen anything on it.
I feel like Loomis only became crazy after Michael, because maybe he helped multiple patients.
Is that a fucking thing that's happening? You know, I've not seen shit about that. That would be a surprise to me, Gary. And I don't have a life, so I figured I would know. But if that's so, that's crazy. We're gonna have to dig deeper into that for sure. Dale Torres says, "The absolute favorite Halo game. Mine was 2 online. Woo, 3. It's 3 for me. I know it's 3 for Jay. 3 was where we made our bones.
No,
on
I
Halo,
mean,
dude.
It's Halo Reach, dude.
No, what? You hated Halo Reach when it came out.
Yeah, but we had the best times there.
Maybe
it was because we actually were good at that game and we sucked at Halo 3.
No, dude, we were great at Halo 3.
We embraced the armor abilities and were able to like actually get kills and shit in ways.
We were good at SWAT too. We were really good at SWAT. Fucking
okay. As far as Halo 3 was a better game overall, but as far as an online multiplayer experience, like you really didn't come into the fold till Halo Reach, though.
No, dude, I was a fucking 49 in Lone Wolves on Halo 3.
No, playing with me.
No, on Lone Wolves, I was a 49 on Halo 3.
I know it's Lone Wolves. I didn't play with you then.
Oh, I know. I'm just talking about generally as a game. We played a lot on Halo 3. That's why we were so pumped for Halo Reach. You're misrepresenting the past.
I don't remember, but I mean, I know that
like Halo a Republican.
Halo Reach, we did like we actually got fucking medal shit. So I mean, I got one perfection on Halo 3, and I got multiple of those on Reach. So I don't know.
Dude, when Halo Reach came out, I just remember you raging constantly about it. You're like, what the fuck is fucking shit?
Yeah, and then you get like, dude, you're not gonna answer your phone, then fuck you, dude. I'm staying up all night to play the game with you, and you're not even gonna answer your phone.
But honestly, it was the mix. It was the end of Halo 3 and the start of Halo Reach where Jay and I were fucking in on Halo.
Yeah, it was fun.
3 was the best because they had the Halo Reach fucked up the ranking systems. Well, in 3 they still had a great ranking system, which is what made the game special.
I'll never forget us. Like we got like people together. Like we got to get all like everyone that we know that plays the game to get the recon armor for Halo 3. I remember we all were doing that. You had to beat the game on like heroic or some shit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. Those types are. That's all bygone. It's really sad to see like what multiplayer has become now. But
yeah, dude, we had such a good time with all of them though.
Yeah.
Like, we had such a fun time. It was a great time to be alive. Pagan Jr. says I saw it once in the theaters with my brothers and loved it, but whoa, I was not ready for the backbending and underwear drenching cum fest that it gave. I forgot what we were talking about, Ivan. What movie are we talking about specifically? A backwards underwear drenching cum fest?
Are you talking about
I don't know.
Interview with the Vampire? No, I'm kidding. I forgot, dude. I don't know what you're talking about, but like anytime that there's a backbending and underwear drenching cum fest, like it's a moment to remember, isn't it?
I'm so sorry, Ivan. I don't know. That freaking Bowl said, Jay, that guy in that line gave me the creeps. Oh,
no, dude. I wish we had filmed that shit, but I didn't want to like stick a camera in his face and be like, hey, tell everybody here. Like, I didn't want to be like, oh, you're a YouTuber? You should cover my story. Tell it.
That's right, dude. The next bar that we went to, Tanner, you missed this. I think Jay, you missed this too. I think you were outside. Katie got hit on by fucking George Kittle from the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to get I was singing a song and I get off stage and I come over and in the corner of the bar, Dustin's sitting there and he's just sitting on a stool and he's just watching and smiling. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what are you watching? What are you smiling at? And I turn over and this fucking big, like 6'4" dude who looks like George Kittle from the fucking 49ers with his cowboy boots on is standing there and he's holding Katie's hand and he's talking to her.
Oh.
Like this, like a handshake type of thing. Not like holding her hand, but like you know, and he's like
longer than usual, like greeting.
Yeah, and he's like in her ear, like trying to talk to her or whatever. And Dustin looks at me and he smiles. I leaned on Dustin and we just both watched from like 2 feet away. I was watching this guy hit on my wife and we were just like watching it. And she was so uncomfortable. She's like, yeah, no, that's what questions or whatever. And he just asked like generic questions like, so you part of the bar scene? And she's like, no, I'm not. Like shit like that. But it was so fucking uncomfortable, man. I mean, it wasn't for me. I thought it was funny.
Dude, I went outside and I wish I'd filmed it. I went outside and I was talking to my cousin and whatever, and there was a fight going on. Fucking fight broke out, dude.
Yeah, a fucking fist fight broke out.
Yeah, and this guy was like, being held back like he was in the movie Brothers. He's like, I love you! Like he was like fucking he was like screaming shit like that, and the guy was like, get out of here. He's like, I loved you.
It was like Vince Neil and Nicolas Cage outside the casino.
I mean, you see that shit in movies, but in real life, you're like, whoa, what's going on over there? Like in real life, you're like, hey, like in movies and shit, like, or when you have like other people that record it and you're watching it on YouTube, you're like, hey, that's cool. want to watch more of that. Like, you should have been filming that. But in real life, when you see it, you're like, hey, calm down, man. Like, what the hell? Like, it's like you're scaring people.
I missed all of it, but some girl came into the bar and had filmed it on her phone and was showing it to Katie. She's like, I just filmed a fight in the parking lot.
I think I almost got into a fight with a security guard because I was trying to go back outside. He's like, no, you ain't gonna do that. I'm like, yeah.
You thought you were gonna get jumped.
Like, I wanted to go back outside, and he's like, no, you ain't. I'm like, yeah.
They were fighting.
Yeah, I think they were like, or like, I don't. Something was going on. I don't know. I was trying. Like, I was really hammered. I was like, I think I was plugging in for information. Like, I was a cop, Dick Tracy. I'm like, what had happened? What had happened was. And he was like, no. I'm like, what? You don't tell me no. I'm a paying customer here right now. You're gonna tell me yes. And he's like, and then he was like, you need to back up. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna do that, not because I'm scared. I'm doing that because my feet do it.
But when he leave, I'll be talking again.
Yeah, it was kind of like that. It was weird. I don't know. It was like a, you know, like when you dream shit. Like, I was like, that happened. I just don't remember all of it. It was like blurry.
Yeah, well, I went to everybody was ready to go, and I was like, I'm not leaving Jay. I'm not leaving Jay.
Dude, you remember me talking about those two chicks?
I know. I walked back over to you because everybody in the car was ready to leave, and I was like, no,
I'm talking to fucking Brie Larson, aka Captain Marvel.
And this girl was like, he's safe with us, honey. And I'm like, no, he's not. All right.
This chick was not into dudes at all. And then the other girl might have been into dudes, but I feel like I was going to be in Human Centipede Part 5. They're like, no, he's good. I swear to God. And I'm like, you like guys? She's like, yeah. And I like you. I'm like, okay.
I was like, I'm waiting for his wife.
And then Mike said by me. And then this girl was like, but if I've been here, my girl been here. I'd be like, fuck you. I'm like, no, you wouldn't do. And then she's like, no, I would have been. I'm like, no, for sure. And she's like, for sure. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
This is why they don't let us out of the house. Dan Flores says, we are super excited for Vegas. We will be going to Zach Bagans' Haunted Museum.
Oh.
What bar restaurant do you recommend us go? Also, Jay's clock on the wall looks like he got it from the senior home. Hashtag huge.
First off, Daniel,
how do you know it's time for lunch?
Fucking follow me around, dude. Like, yeah, I did. I stole it from a fucking nursing home that burned down, sadly.
I got no Vegas recommended. Like, we went to one place because it was Katie's boss, and they paid for our dinner, and it was really nice. But I have no idea where the fuck it was, and it was really expensive.
Dude, go to Zach Bagans' Haunted Chicken Dick. Like, what
That's probably a restaurant that exists. I did eat at Wahlburgers. Don't go there. It's fucking just a hamburger.
Zach Bagans is so full of fucking shit, dude. I swear to God, I'd love to fucking talk to him because I literally, oh, dude, that guy set back some paranormal researching for like at least 3 decades.
I think most of that shit's fake as fuck anyway. But I hope you have a great time, Daniel. Really appreciate it. Darkness says, I couldn't think who Jason Momoa reminds me of Minecraft trailer, and then someone nailed it. Dora the Explorer.
Yeah, dude. Is it supposed to be a comedy? If they're doing a comedy, then he's doing great.
Oh, it's a comedy, but it just looks it looks like Borderlands kind of like that kind of shit. Like oof. Gary B said I read about it on Joe Blow about the Loomis thing. Okay, I'll check it out, man. I had no idea. I saw someone talking about it, but I didn't think that was like a legit thing that came up. I'll have to dig deeper into that. I'm definitely too many applesauces deep to think about it right now. But guys, that's the show tonight. You guys have been fucking amazing. Like
so
literally
many Superchats to talk about and so many people to blow. I can't believe it.
You're so good in bed and you're so good on the stream. And I think that we learned tonight that the best way to go about the show is to do the content, the topic first, and then just hang out because you guys are so good to us, and this has been so fun. And we had such a badass fucking time tonight. Mm-hmm. You guys fucking rule. We love you so much. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Seriously,
thank you guys. Show.
We will. You guys will see us together in a room reviewing Beetlejuice like in like a day or two. So we'll see you there, and then we'll see you.
I'm literally going tomorrow.
I'm so excited, and we'll see you next week live again. We love you guys.
See you guys.
Thank you, Dark Continent.